Bumties.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Now I can't
Hello. Welcome out,
I've been
everyone.
doing that for forever. Hi, Joe.
Interrupted the conversation.
Well, I'm sorry. I know.
That's okay.
Do you want me to mute up and go back to?
Yeah.
Well, hey, welcome out, everyone, to episode 56, our second episode of our three guest stars, SciFri, MurderCrumpet, and AiCandii. Welcome back. Good to have you back, everybody. So I'm just fixing something. So, before we dive into some... Okay, all right. He's chosen violence today. I'm guessing Toxic Sunday was a bad one. All right.
It's going to be bad for a couple more months, it feels like.
2 months? Okay.
Well, is it that game?
Hang on, it was fucking good.
When are you going to
You
finish
had nothing
it?
but
What's
good
time?
times.
Still in.
You had nothing but good times.
Look
at his look his little smile, Joe. Look at his cheeky little smile. Look at his cheeky little smile. That's so rare. He doesn't even do that.
It's quite cheeky, it is.
It is quite cheeky.
Is it?
Well, hey. Are you still playing that? Is it Dokapon?
Yeah.
It's Mario Party, right?
Yeah.
It's the fucking Torment Nexus, man. I swear to God, they made that game to fucking curse people.
It's so bad, Joe. The way the game works is if you're lost for more than a week, a guy will come up to you and offer you a dark contract, and you have to give up every worldly possession, but you become an unkillable like demon basically that can just roll over the rest of the players. And Tomorrow deliberately put himself bottom and then just had it for the entire session today.
Oh,
and
shit,
just
okay.
ruined everyone's life.
There's a way that you can math it out so
And
you
it's
get
not
guaranteed
over.
stuff from it that they
It's gonna
can't
carry
take
on to
back.
next week.
So,
That's why he's sitting there smiling.
I might go for a third Darkling phase.
Holy all right.
Okay.
Okay.
No, sorry. I was writing at the same time, so I was distracted. Yeah. Okay. So at the beginning of an episode for the guests.
To that.
So no, I was like a father holding up his newspaper. So look, there's Dungeons and Dragons to be played here. Okay, we have a limited amount of time. But before we do dive into D&D, what I like to give the players a chance to do is if you do have any projects or anything you want to shout out before we get started, for anyone that's just popping in, you can do so. Now I know the players usually mock me for asking such a question, as so often people don't. But if you do have anything you want to shout out, now's the time to do so, if you do. Otherwise, we'll get started. Okay. Okay, so it's usually like that.
Holy.
Imagine me doing that for 100+ episodes and then just getting annoyed more and more every time.
We used to yell at him for it. I don't even have the fight in me for that anymore. Like, I'm sick.
Hey, look, what can you do? So it's recap time. However, the players have voted for the guests to do the recap, and it's kind of fucked up, so I'm going to agree.
Well, the 3 non-guest players voted for that to happen, so...
That's true. So guest stars, I'm going to ask you guys, who do you want to read the recap?
I can do it.
Hey, okay.
Here, but go ahead.
All right, well, we've got next week as well, if you want to do it then.
No.
Okay. Okay.
The tradition is typically the person reading it reads it in character.
Oh, okay. All right, I can do that. Well,
You can tweak it as well to make it more like you know.
Okay, I got this. So, it is no rumor that the last we left off, the 6 split into 2 groups of 3 and entered the Shadowfell and the Feywild. Our group, consisting of Carlisle, Indressa, and Sir Morgaine, journeyed to the town of Ashburn in Shadowfell. There we met with 3 others, an elderly vampire that had sworn off human blood, an ASMR noble, conjurer of magic, and a wanderer with a demonic blade. Together, the group needed to find a way into the false vault located beyond the Wisplight Woods. To avoid being consumed by the wisp there, however, they went and slayed a big old Bodok, then took the shadow hook from its corpse and attached it to Sir... Wait, was it Sir? I think it was Sir Morgaine, right? Yes, I'm going to go ahead and say that was the person who he attached it to. And then we were preparing to travel to the Wisplight Woods together.
Thank you for reading it. That is exactly everything that happened. We ended the last week's episode with you all heading back towards the town. Before we go there, I can show you the benefits of the shadow hook being attached to you, Morgaine. If you look in the character sheet, you should see a shadow hook. You should see its stats. It is a living creature. It's technically attached to you. So it kind of goes for you. But yeah, you can see some of the stuff it does.
Parasite.
Symbiotic relationship is its most important bit, which is its portion to you.
The shadow hook attaches to a creature and grants the following benefits. Provides its dex bonus to saving throws and stealth checks of the one it's attached to. Provides its dark vision to the one it's attached to. Can't be targeted. Can only be hit by AoE. Okay.
You have dark vision now?
No.
How much health does that thing have?
I can't use dark vision, and my dex is -1. So this relationship is
Yes. It gives you the dex. It'll help you with stealth checks and help you with the other portion of it as well. It obviously also, its main function for you guys is to get it through the Wisplight Woods. To answer the question, it does have 12 HP. It is a little minion creature.
Oh God!
It is not very strong. Some other little things.
Don't name this thing, dude. Don't name it.
Take into account, it does have. It can't be targeted by anything except for AoE effects or effects that cause a saving throw when it's attached to you. So something can't specifically target it. It is also immune to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, necrotic, and poison. However, it's vulnerable to radiant, and it will die if it goes in sunlight for 1 round. So if you bring it back to the material plane, be sure to
take an umbrella.
If you bring it out in the day, it's gonna die.
This thing's dunzo.
So,
I give it a week.
It's not the worst. When the symbiote is caught in any effect that requires it to make a saving throw, it can use its reaction to dive into another willing creature within 10 feet in an attempt to escape.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of cool. You can pass it around.
So if you're on the edge of an AoE, you can just send it to someone else.
Or if I'm about to get hit by something and it has to make a saving throw,
one bad fireball.
Yeah.
One bad.
Yeah.
We'll also have counter spell, so I can protect it from stuff. But
it's true. Yeah, you can see how long you keep the little guy alive. But with you having collected him or them, you would be heading back towards the town to pass through to head northward. You'd arrive back at Ashburn shortly after killing the Bodak and gaining the Shadow Hook. Is there anything you want to do in the town before setting forth? Any shops you want to hit? Any people you want to see? Anything you want to look into there? Because I believe you've looked into several of them. You haven't gone on a couple, in case you wanted to.
Which one?
We could search for. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to speak over you. We could search for any cultists in town before we leave to the Wisplight Woods, just to see if any have happened through, perhaps. I don't know if we'd be able to get some info. Or I should say that in character. So I go and tug on Sir Morgaine's cloak, and I go, Sir Morgaine, I like your little shadow. Looks quite dashing. On our way back, perhaps we could scout out for any of those strange cultist fellows.
A good idea. More of a Carlisle thing. I'm not great at scouting.
Okay, I waddle over to Carlisle, tug on his pants, Sir Carlisle, we should look for the cultists perhaps on our way to the Wisplight. My eyes sink out, and it's I've forgotten where I am. Hello.
Are you okay?
Yes, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Your eyes had a kind of 1,000-yard stare into the woods behind me.
That's where we're going, right? The Wisplight Woods. That's an excellent idea, Mr. Carlisle.
Yeah. And what were you saying about scouting out something on the way there? The cultists, then?
Oh, guys, Carlisle had a good idea. He says we should look for cultists on the way back.
You see, I'm going to do exactly what I did the last time I looked for cultists, because I've already technically looked for the cultists when we walked through town the first time. So I'm going to do the same thing again. However, I'm assuming that we are most realistically probably not going to find them on the streets at this point. But I'll keep an eye.
I believe him.
I'm glad you believe me.
Are there any other shops or anything that we should take a peek in? Those of you who have been here for quite some while, anything recommended?
I can take you through what's on the old
Can you give us
key.
the rundown?
Yeah. So you've been to number 1, which was Gravestone's Precious Purchases. I'll give the chat so you guys can see this. Gravestone's Precious Purchases. That's where you could get all the different gemstones and stuff. Number 2 was the Displaced Tavern. Number 3 is the Blood Bank and the Corpse Market, which you've gone to. Number 4 is Bogrel's Multiplanar Tastes. It's a shop for Dampier to buy blood. All different types of blood can be bought there. Number 5.
Filthy.
Number 5 was Umbral Finds, which is the magical shop you went to. Number 6 you
Right.
haven't gone to, which is Liquid Courage, which is a potion shop. Number 7 is that's House of Nuran. That's the one which you got the kind of quest from the mayor to go to, which you didn't do. Number 8 is an obelisk that has been here for a long time, and number 9 is the Lord's Manor. So you've been to the most
Weird I said
places.
that.
What's that? Sorry.
And why'd you say it like that? It's been here for a long time.
Well, it's like it's not.
Obelisk over there.
It's more to
What
give
she
them the
said.
information of the
Hey,
obelisk.
what's in that
the
thing,
players.
man? It's weird when you said it like that.
He said it weird. He said it weird.
No, I don't
he
like
did.
that. I thought the
He
cultists
fucking
are in
said
that
it weird.
thing.
It was
Long time.
a long.
Which
time.
is what's the obelisk there? It looks like it's been here for quite a long time.
Oh, that thing looks like it's been here quite some time.
Oh, it's been here a very long time, actually. I don't know how you got that impression, but it is. Yeah, it has been here. It's been here since I got here, which was a while ago.
What if we go look at it? What's it?
I don't know if it's been here that long. But
What's it look like? What's the deal with the obelisk?
I mean,
Could
you,
you
I've
get
been
that
here
thing
as
a
long
once
as I've
over,
been
see how
here.
long that thing's been there?
do you want to go study it? You can go up to the obelisk.
Yes,
You can see this.
absolutely.
Alright,
Let's
okay,
go
okay.
to the
Alright.
obelisk.
Particularly, I didn't realize what
Oh,
Alright,
I'm
okay,
going to
okay.
the obelisk.
Real
I need to know
RP.
everything about it. Can I do an Arcana check on it? Can I do a?
So,
something?
so
What can I
well, hold
do?
on. You haven't even approached it. So, out in the field stands this kind of great big, almost like a deep sandstone colored, but very kind of flat to the surface, almost monolith kind of obelisk that sticks out of the ground. It kind of peers up, almost pyramid like at the top. And you'd see it kind of it has no kind of signs on it, no writing, no markings, clear stone. But as you kind of approach it, you can hear this very soft just humming coming from it, almost like it's a vibration in the air. It's kind of got this very slow tone that emits, can be heard up to about 40 feet away from it.
Does it? We just hear humming. It doesn't make us feel weird. There's no.
No, just you can just hear it. It's like a white noise in the background.
Was this the same kind of humming that we were hearing on the path here?
No. That one felt a bit more enchanted as a deterrent. This one, it's kind of got almost like a very white noise, kind of just kind of consistent lower tone.
Okay.
If I were to like superimpose the sort of map of the material plane and the ley lines and all of that, does that have any correspondence to any of this? Where we are?
Yes.
Ooh.
I mean, technically,
me more.
Ashburn is built on top of a ley line. However, the ley lines belong to the material plane. So,
Is it built where the ley line was or where it is now?
ley
is
lines are
it-
very big. They're very big. So,
Yeah. But I mean, like,
Ashburn is on the path of where it was.
okay.
That kind of direction northward.
Do you want to touch it? It's really nice for the tinnitus. You just give it a little feel. It kind of vibrates.
Is that what do people do? They just walk up. What do they?
Well, that's what I do. I don't see anyone else do that. I just like the feeling of it.
I don't know how much of this is in character versus out of character thoughts.
That's fine. No. You
Um,
can use as
but,
much character thoughts as you like.
Does it, when you try to get closer, does it feel like it's a deterrent? Because for my thought is it like just a big mosquito, like push things away kind of vibe? Like, is it trying to deter things from coming to Ashburn? That's sort of the vibe that I get from it.
It doesn't feel like it's painful in any means. It doesn't feel like it's uncomfortable to stand near it. It just kind of exists. It just juts out the ground, probably about 80 feet tall.
Would
80 feet, damn. it's
would I
huge.
know what corresponds to that area of the material plane? Because I looked at the maps.
Mm,
And because I always know where north is, and because of other nerdy shit.
Those are the various feats and abilities.
DM.
I mean, technically, which bit of the map? You looked at ley line maps, which is
I did, but I looked at I took the ley line map and superimposed it over. We had gotten another map, right? So
yeah. I mean, it's technically over a ley line. I would say just the fields, farmlands.
okay. Honestly, this is a little bit underwhelming. I thought there was going to be like runes on it or something I could translate or.
Sometimes it's just a rock that makes vibrating noises.
If we walk closer, does anything happen?
Same volume of the sound.
Yep, there's a rock.
Well, it is sometimes, as the great vampire philosopher Sigmund Freud spoke, a rock is sometimes just a rock.
Huh.
But you've touched it before, Master Nibbles. What happens?
It vibrates and makes me feel all tingly.
Maybe you should touch. Do you want to feel tingly now? Maybe you should.
All right. I wobble over, I start touching it. I'm like, oh, my little crinkled vampire hands rubbing the stone.
Your just hand vibrates very slightly.
That's quite nice. Do you want to touch it?
Anyone on the streets giving us weird glances as Nibbles fucking touches
I'm
Can't
giving
believe
some
those
rocks.
people are.
You can see that people have kind of. This is
Dare
almost
they?
in the open field behind all the houses and stuff. So you're kind of away from the civilization of people. Most people just kind of let it be. So you're not really even being seen. You're just kind of stood in an open field at the moment. No one's probably watching.
Start rubbing my back on it. The vibrations are
Like
good
a
to get
bear.
out the kinks. Yeah, it's a good
Would I-
stretch.
Like as a local / being here my whole life type B, would I have like any insider
Integration?
knowledge on this?
Give me a history check.
Cross my fingers. Okay. Oh,
I believe in
good.
you. You got this.
learn more.
Oh, no, bro.
I'm
Let me learn more.
No.
With an 8, I would say you've got. It's one of those things where like maybe it's a case of you just didn't really ask that many questions when kids were younger around this area. They'd play around it, throw things at it, build forts next to it, all sorts of stuff. But maybe it's just one of those things where people have become so settled in with its existence. It's been here way longer than your family has. That no one really asks the questions about it. It just belongs.
It's just the obelisk, bro. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
I paraphrase that in character for the sake of Indras's need to know.
She can't. She hates this. Sir Morgan, do you see anything when you look at it? Is it a color or anything? Is it magical?
No.
I hate
Called it.
this.
Called it. Didn't need his approval, dude. I just fucking freeballed that one.
Very.
Obelisk with. What am I supposed to do with this information? She just sort of angrily is writing down like obelisk in Ashburn, just like mad, buzzing, whatever. All right. What?
Perhaps I could see what I can learn once. I mean, you're here for a limited time. You're on a schedule, Tap's wrist. I could try to get information and have it sent through to you if that's some
That would be fantastic.
reassurance. Yeah.
Some sort of. That's perfect.
The more I watch you, I want to help you with this. It's secondhand stress.
I feel bad you're so worked up over a stupid obelisk, ma'am. Let me help you.
No, I've been there. I get it.
It's just who puts the thing here? How did it get here? Nobody seems to care. It's got nothing on it. It just sort of buzzes. Nobody. It's not. What?
I think Nibbles cares.
It's a good buzz. It touches all the right spots.
It's a giant. You scratch your back on it.
I'm just nodding, and you can hear my neck pop. Yes, it does do that. Whoa!
So we have a schedule to keep.
Right.
And unfortunately,
yes,
this
true.
rock, well, perhaps fortunately, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So maybe we can swing by on the way back.
Yes, I would. If you don't mind, I'd like to go to the multiplanar taste shop. Just very quickly, just peek my head in and see what's in there.
The place for blood.
Yes, because V's not here. What if this?
Oh, you were saying souvenirs?
Oh, yes. Or what if it's really cheap and I could just be,
Oh, you're
buy
right.
quite a
Maybe
lot?
we should probably get souvenirs because they're probably going to get souvenirs for us, and if we get caught,
That would be so awkward,
we are
right?
going to
Hang
look
on.
like
Are
absolute.
they going to get souvenirs for us? Because they don't seem like the souveniring type. None of them.
The thing is,
I
it's
mean,
better to get the souvenir now.
V would buy all kinds of whimsical things.
would.
They bought frogs and
Exactly.
the beans.
It's
and
better to have a souvenir ready, and then
They seem
if
like
they
the
don't get
knick-knack
one, you
type,
don't have to give
so-
it. Yes.
Yeah.
It'll just be fast.
So to Bogle's
we'll take a
multiplayer taste.
Quick swing. Quick swing over.
Okay.
I'll never get into that vault.
What if you don't come back? She's
So-
gotta look.
So you would pass over towards the shop, go past the corpse market and the blood bank, and go into the shop. Inside, you would see there are several kind of Dhampir or vampire kin, or even just people that are curious, shopping around, looking at kind of vintage bottles and vials on the shelves. And you can see it's almost designed to be like a confectionery shop. They've kind of got glass-like containers and showing you different kind of vials of blood. Mostly just kept on ice. It's almost like a fishery because it's all kind of kept on ice and keeps kind of cold and preserved. And you can see behind the counter, very, very kind of graying hair, slicked back Dhampirs, quite skinny, quite gaunt, sharp kind of features. He stands there dressed quite pleasantly in like almost a suited kind of quilted top. And he stands behind the desk and he's serving across a bottle to someone at the moment. He goes, "Yes, it's quite vintage, my friend. Thank you so much for your service." He turns across to all of you. "Ah, welcome to Bogle's Multiplanar Tastes. How can I help? My name is Salvador."
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm just sort of perusing to see what you've got. I'm looking for something maybe, I don't know, either from the Shadowfell perhaps, or maybe just a little out of the ordinary for a friend.
Oh, interesting, yes. Well, we have all sorts of flavors here. It depends what your friend is into. Do they have a preference on the blood they drink?
No, I don't think so. Idras is trying to remember everything that they fought that she's ever seen V do shit with. Let's see, I don't think giant. I don't think no regular beasts.
Do they have
no,
expensive tastes?
Well, I don't know how expensive are things.
It depends on the vintage. We, of course, have Elderbrain blood, a 400-year-old bottle, actually. But we also have Shadow Cloak, 34 years old. He pulls out this kind of one here. You can see there's a drawing of a cloak on it, a big kind of tall, almost like a blanket kind of creature with a massive kind of jawline tail, almost like a flying. Why am I blanking on it? The flat fish. What's it called? Stingray. Yeah, like a manta ray. Yeah, like a floating manta ray. Moves over to another bottle, which you can see is kind of glimmering slightly, and goes, "This is a Deva bottle, 9 years old, celestial in nature. We have Pit Fiend, we have Chain Devil, we have Gold Dragon, Ettercap, Hook Horror, Hydra, Purple Worm."
Nibbles is like drooling. He's got like a little puddle forming underneath him. He's sitting there going, "Oh, vintage, huh?" Oh.
I mean, half those things were not humans they described, so that falls within your morality, does it not?
All of our blood
Yes, but
is...
V doesn't drink blood. She bathes in it.
Oh. I mean, we can find cheaper, large quantities in vats. We have goblinoid.
No, I can't quite take a whole vat with. I don't think she needs to immerse herself in it. Just sort of, this is. How about what is this? What's the shadow cloak? That seems
Shadow
quite
cloaker.
interesting.
Yes, a local delicacy, that one. You don't find them in many places in the Shadowfell. Very dangerous creatures. Ethically sourced, of course. That
Yeah.
one...
Whoa!
would you be trading in blood or in coin this day?
Oh, well, I don't know how much blood or how much coin.
Well, it depends on the blood type, but we can do a currency exchange based on the blood type. But in coin for a bottle of the cloaker, you're talking 122 gold.
122 gold. Wait, what do you do?
How about we split it? We can just, split the bill in gold.
Oh.
Well, hang on. What are we buying?
Oh, this is
The
a shadow
Shadow
cloaker,
Cloaker.
34 years old, vintage.
So we're going to spend 120 gold on just V. You realize we have to then spend 120 gold on the other two as well.
Nobody knows how much
Well, I'm not
it is.
entirely sure that the value of the thing is what implies
Right.
its actual care that the gift giver
Exactly.
put into it.
Well, then why are we
122
spending
gold,
so
that's
much
not
money?
Really, that 122 gold is not really that.
Well, it's good
What do you-
blood, so,
Yes.
What
you
do
get
you
what
do?
you pay for.
Right. What do you do with the blood if we exchange it?
Whether it would be vialed and sold off or traded in other places. It's a currency around here.
If I just gave you some of my blood, you'd just sell it to somebody else, and you don't know what they'd do with it.
It might
It's
be
slightly-
sold off to someone else, or maybe traded off to a vampire in the town.
I don't
She's
know if
thinking
we
about
should be
it.
trading blood around in Drasa. I think we stick to money, the thing we have a plenty
Because I don't
of.
know that I. If I knew what was going to happen to it, I think I might be a little bit more. All right. I'm sorry. What did you say, dear?
122
We'll
gold.
probably drink it.
Most blood is consumed.
All right. Yes. Well, this seems good, right? Where is she going to see a shadow cloaker? Right.
Yeah?
Like, you didn't see a shadow when you were traveling with V, Master
We've never
Carlisle. You
seen
didn't see
of
one on the
those.
way.
I don't think.
Okay.
Joe, they're a Shadowfell creature, right? We wouldn't have
Yeah,
seen one of
shadow
those.
cloakers are shadowfell creatures. Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. I think let's take this, yes?
Okay, thank you so much. 122 gold.
Pass
All right,
this
so
over.
both of us 61.
You want to heat it to about 32 degrees for its best tasting temperature.
Okay.
Oh, noted.
Fantastic.
Noted.
Well, you wouldn't
supposed
be
to bottle.
willing to perhaps, and I'm like tugging on Jessa's cloak, like looking up at her, one eye's like lazily going up. Well, you wouldn't be perhaps willing to share a drop or two of the shadow cloak blood.
Maybe I should hang on to that. That bottle, just in
Just
case.
passes it over.
Just in case Nibbles gets any ideas with the gift.
No, it's Master Nibbles. It's a gift for a friend of ours. I can't quite.
I understand. I just don't think she'd see the difference between, 15-ounce glass of blood versus a
You'd be
14-ounce.
surprised.
Nibbles, it's sealed right now. It's a sealed bottle. If it's
all right.
unsealed when we give it, it loses a lot of its value.
I'm like licking the air. Oh, very well.
We did bring him to the exotic blood shop, It's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
We have
Yes,
some cheaper
sorry.
vintages if you'd prefer.
Cheaper
Yeah.
is good.
All ethically sourced, Salvador, my good man.
Of course, ethically sourced. So all of it is rather donated or taken from corpses or creatures that have attacked others. Yes, of course.
I could drink a creature's blood, but I would never drink a human's. By the way, Salvador, I reach into my cloak and I pull out this little vial of pig's blood, and it's kind of like old, dusty vial, and it looks kind of congealed.
Gross.
I was thinking we could add something like this to the menu items. What do you say? And I hold it out in my wretched little hand.
This shop is quite full right now on our menu, and we're going to be packed for another century or so, so I'm afraid I'll have to put that in the back stock.
Well, as long as you're shelving it, you always have to have options for people. I kind of like hand it to him and like wrap his fingers around it.
Yes,
For you, my good sir.
appreciate it. It'll be tested later. Just pops it under the shelf onto a little rack.
Puts in trash bin.
Right. All right. That was really. I just wanted to pop in here. She sort of just starts to turn to walk out, just assuming that everyone is done.
Is everyone done here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't need a
Okay.
second
Need
bottle
blood.
of blood.
Yeah, no blood for me, thanks.
All right. Well, yeah, you did slip out of the shop.
Sorry. Have any of the three of you been to, what's it called, Tel Revere? Have you been there?
Never. They would kill me instantly.
Well, that's true. You did say that it seemed like maybe not the best place for you.
Be instant. Is there like wanted posters of you on the streets? How instant are we talking?
Over the course of decades, I have garnered quite the reputation as a major nuisance around most vampire towns in the Shadowfell.
So they would instantly kill you for being a nuisance, a major nuisance.
It's quite sweet,
Yes.
really.
Well,
They're not very fond of human sympathy, especially in Tel Revere.
Yeah, most people who wish to go unassailed avoid the gaze of nobles.
I look at him, just like, yeah. What do you mean nobles? Like, in what sense? Of Talabay specifically, or?
Well, I suppose I speak in general because the Lord is not. I don't find him favorable either. But the other families in town I believe to be of the same make.
Oh. Looks awkwardly at Taryn for a minute. Right. I'm wondering, perhaps if, the three of you have been here for a bit, have you ever heard of anyone named Lady Arlington by any chance, ever kind of coming through, or do you know who that is?
Would that name ring a bell to any of us, Joe?
Give me a history check.
Okay. I do.
Let's roll
shit, I got a nat 20.
history.
She's
Yeah, you would.
Go for it.
We were best friends.
Not one.
Dude, that's so funny.
Alright, I'll throw a roll in there too. I got a 9.
Yeah, so to go around for like the weakest, Nibbles never even heard the name in the slightest. Same with
I'm convinced you made that name up, actually.
Yeah, you're
just
insulted by
putting a joke on us.
I read it in a book once.
Cyrus,
Well, I was gonna say so.
not either, but Taryn, one of the more famous ones, maybe even that your family has dealt with and traded with. Tel Revere is led by a vampire council. It's not all vampires live there, but a lot of vampires live there. A lot of other mortals live there as well. Similar to here, they trade in blood and whatnot. But it's filled with vampire heritage. And one of the more famous lines is Lady Arlington's. The Arlingtons were a family led by a powerful noble. And it was believed that she is considered a descendant of the first vampires. She's one of the first line of vampire creatures, meaning that she's one of the only people, and her family are some of the only people that can give birth to natural vampires. All other vampires are changed and transformed and are undead. They're technically not undead. They'd be fiend of blood. Let me work out the timeline here. Probably 7-8 decades ago, left the Shadowfell, leaving behind her family and traces there, and went to the material plane. And you'd probably know enough about that she's probably traded with here. She probably even traveled through Ashburn at the time to travel there. So maybe this is before your lifetime, but her family is well known in Tel Revere.
Okay, so I just tell. I
You can
say
say
all
Blair.
of that exactly.
Yeah, you can say Blair. That's fine. Yeah.
So as far as like personal connection, no, but family ties and crossover has occurred, and then last we heard was going through the material plane. So
I'm trying to locate her, and I just wondered if she'd perhaps been back here. Right, anyway. Thank you, dear. That's quite helpful.
the limit, I feel as though if she were to come back to the Shadowfell, would be of note. I feel like we would. I'll add it to the letter that I send you about the obelisk.
This
if she comes back.
Such a good idea.
I'll just be like a Shadowfell informant.
Right. All right. Okay. Yes. Anybody have anything else?
No.
No.
Nope.
Really, Sir Morgan, you don't have anything you want to do in town?
Not
You
particularly, no.
Well, we could head to the Wisplight, or perhaps we could swing by the potion place if you'd like to pick up a couple of souvenirs for the rest of your pals.
Potions could be useful.
Carlisle looks at his bag, completely, constantly full of so many potions that he barely uses any of them.
Of course.
We're probably all right on potions for now.
All right. Well, then we can head to the Wisplight.
Off to the woods.
Okay.
The woods.
While we walk to the edge of the town, I'm going to use magic cunning to get one of my pack slots back.
Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah. That works for me. You would be able to use your magical cunning, get your slot back. And I ask you, you all leaving the town then? You going towards Wisplight?
I have a couple of questions. One,
Sure.
when does innate sorcery come back? Is that short rest or long rest?
Let me double check.
Short
What
rest?
is what?
Comes back on.
I think it's long rest.
I think it's not.
Okay. Second, I almost
Yes,
died before to that thing looking at me. So can I do like a hit point recovery? Because I'm at 29 right now.
If
You
we're
could
gonna
always-
short rest,
Yeah.
then
We can
then-
long rest.
okay.
Oh,
We
yeah.
can long rest.
Yeah, we could take
we
a
could do
short
either.
rest. I can significantly heal you
Well,
on short rest.
I'm a warlock and I get all my spell slots back on short rest. So if we're short resting, I won't use magic
Do
cunning.
a short
now.
rest then. Yeah. If you want to do a little rest up first.
Let's do a short rest.
I'm just floating it because I did almost die.
Good point.
Yeah.
We did
So,
completely gloss over that.
if you have anything that comes back on a short rest, it can recharge now. Also, if you need to get some health back and you don't want to use any healing of any kind, you can use your hit dice. If you've never used hit dice, it will be I can tell you what it is for each of your classes, and it'll be that plus your constitution. Who's injured?
Yeah, before anyone uses hit dice, if we're gonna short rest, I'm gonna use all of my individual healing first that I can use. So I'm going to just keep healing. Who's injured right now?
I think it's just
I'm full on HP, so
I am completely untouched. In fact, I didn't even chip a nail.
yeah, I think it was just
Just Taryn.
Taryn.
Okay, so I'm just gonna toss all 5 of these at you, which will be 68 plus 5 healing. And you
68 plus
just take that. So you'll heal for 33.
okay. I think that is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm back to 62. I think I was at 68 was my original, because I didn't have the maximum hit point thing wasn't filled out. I didn't realize before I reduced it, but I think it was like 60, because that.
Yeah. Short rest and burn one more hit die and you'll be full.
I will do 1. Hell yeah. I am full. Pats my tummy. I'm full. I'm good now.
Nice. Okay.
So God for a sec, I'm good now.
With you back to health, you can all spend the hour here just resting up, choosing a place to sit down, relax before leaving out of the northern gate, and heading onto the road. The road northward into the Wisplight Forest is less guarded, less structured than the previous one. It's not a very long walk. The Shadowfell isn't quite as large. It's almost like a shrunken down version of the material plane, so it's not quite as large. But it would be a few hours on the road to travel northward. For the first, maybe couple of miles, you would have seen that there are stone guards who still wander from Ashburn and kind of deter any creatures that might get too close, wandering with torches, looking out for dangers. But eventually, you'll be able to see this Foxy in the distance. And the road, as it kind of peters off northward, is now one that is trodden by people that travel towards the vault. Less paved, more dirt track road. The fog sea is off to the west, kind of over to your left, far in the distance. You can see just drifting clouds of fog just gathering together, blocking for miles and miles. At this kind of height, you can almost see over it, and you can see it's almost like looking out from the top of like a higher mountain at all of the kind of clouds below, but the clouds are on a stationary level of the ground. But you carry on walking, and then you start to see as the fog sea is drifting around in front of you, and the road seemingly would come to a close if not for the Wisplight Woods that hold it back. You can see this woodland that kind of gathers and goes on for a few miles before hitting the fog sea again on the other side. You can see that it's glowing in the distance. By the time you see the Wisplight Woods, you can see that it's almost like someone's hung like a bunch of little lanterns to each of the trees there. These kind of glowing orbs floating like fruits glowing on trees. And it does that for miles on end. The trodden pathway leading you towards the wisps. And when you get close enough, you can see that these giant kind of lights are instead floating spirit heads. They've got faces, gaunt faces in the kind of glowing, moving images, heads that float around and kind of let off this gleam. Will-o'-the-wisps, as you will. And when you close in close enough to have the light glimmer onto you, you can see that some of them start to get curious. They glimmer around you, flying nearby, watching you as a group. And then one treads to get closer, drawing its mouth, hoping to drain some light from you. And Morgaine, your shadow, shimmers to the side, takes shape. And then it seems to kind of leap, the darkness kind of enveloping over the wisp, and it drags it down. You can see the wisp's head goes into a state of shock, and then blankets, and your shadow widens and lets out this soft little, almost like it's kind of burping. And you can see it's blinked into the shadow, and the shadow hook grows slightly on the back of you. Other wisps see that, and they disperse away, avoiding you now. Others seeing the shadow hook. Your shadow almost takes form and looks a little bit more monstrous and kind of has a growling mouth. And you can see as you're kind of wandering down the road of the Wisplight Woods that the wisps now keep away as they see a predator of their kind. This leaves you open to wander through the road that leads all the way to the vault. It is a road that goes on for a few miles through a woodland that is protected away from the fog sea. You can see the lights of the wisps hold back the sea. Is there anything you do on the road, or are you just going to pass on through going towards the vault?
Does this feel like one of the roads similar to the previous one, where if we step off, it's bad?
The previous one seemingly was designed as a means of kind of getting you to the teleportation circle and for people to travel back and forth. This is kind of a less contested road, a little bit more dangerous. Or less protected road, sorry, more contested. It is not paved. It's a kind of dirt track road that's been trodden by the hundreds of footsteps that have traveled it back and forth. You can see where the grass is kind of almost grown outward because it's been trodden on. But it's not protected like that. You can leave this road. You can head into the woods if you like. It's up to you. Otherwise, you can just stay on path and head towards the vault.
Do we see anything like anyone's passed by recently? I don't know.
Roll a perception
whatever.
check. Oh, no,
I'm
this would be a survivor check because you're looking at footprints and stuff.
Okay,
I'll help you.
I'll do super. Oh, 16. That's not bad.
16 survival? Yeah, you'd be able to notice maybe some of the wetter footprints nearby have kind of almost like eroded themselves. Someone probably passed in the last, you can't narrow it down, but definitely in the last couple of weeks, maybe last week, someone's been there. You likely missed the person that had visited the town.
Yeah, I think that's why she would have been looking. She definitely points it out to Carla, like, I think it's been, I don't know, a week for this one, maybe? Excited that she's maybe learned a skill that's not reading.
I'll give you a tiny bit of meta because you've already left, but the person was in the potion shop. That's the only place you didn't go, which was quite funny. But yeah, you would see that they passed through in the last week or so.
All right.
As we're walking through the woods, I kind of hobble because I'm really slow. I'm walking like on my little walker. I walk behind Sir Morgaine. I go, Miss Morgaine, perhaps I could petition thee, oh noble knight. My old legs are so tired. Would you mind if I stood on your back?
What?
I walk towards her, and then I just kind of like attempt to walk up her because of spider climb. I could just walk on things. So I kind of like walk up, and I'm standing perfectly horizontal on her back. Would you mind if I stay here for a while?
Morgan, wait, Nibbles, how much do you weigh?
Probably like 90, 100 pounds.
You just had 100 pounds walk onto your back horizontally. Imagine a weight of 90 pounds on your back in real life.
Oh yeah, Morgaine immediately like drops to one knee and stabs the ground with the sword.
Oh, this is much more comfortable for me. Thank you.
I'm going to have to ask you to get off.
Oh, I guess I have been packing on a couple of pounds.
Love to help you rest your feet. You are far too heavy.
I slowly start wobbling off, and I look kind of dejected, and I'm like poking at my stomach. Oh, maybe the pig's blood's fat content is a little much. I might need to lay off.
Well, it's more so I'm not the strongest knight.
You seem pretty strong to me, Miss Morgaine. And I try to pat her, and you can like feel my hands start to like pop as I'm like touching her armor.
No.
Very strong indeed.
Well, much appreciated. However, I'm afraid I cannot be your vehicle of choice.
I start walking towards Carlisle.
No.
Mr. Carlisle!
No.
I reorient and I look at Anjessa, and I'm like...
As you look at Andrasa, you just see Sestina kind of come out from her back as a like ink blob version of you standing horizontally on her back, and she just has like two big eyes look at you.
Ooh, spot's taken then. All right. We start walking. I look at like Lady Taryn, and I'm like, well, I don't know if you'll be able to carry me, unfortunately, my lady. And I attempt to bow, and you hear my back pop.
Yeah, no, not a chance. But appreciate you recognizing that.
Yes, you seem quite feeble in terms of strength. Not offensive, of course.
I'm gonna just agree, because I have no recourse for that.
So I finally turn to our Hexblade member, or our other Hexblade member, I should say. I look at SciFri's character. Oh, my poor old legs. If only there was a gentlemanly, strong man that I could stand upon.
I just look at Nibbles, and I like sigh, and I'm like, if you require assistance walking, I can help you, but
yippee! I hobble over. I'm walking up your back.
Okay. I'm going to like attempt to like help him, like prop him up, like carry like escorting an old man across the street, you know, like.
The fucked up thing here is Nibbles has the highest athletics in your group.
No, yeah, because he's the fighter.
It's screwed up. It's screwed up with that.
I'm absolutely abusing the fact that I'm old.
This is an old man to us.
Yeah, it's old man privilege. It's fucked up.
You're technically considered grappling, so you'd be going at half your speed as you're holding them. But you're
makes everyone go slower.
Yeah, you're just slowing down.
He is less efficient.
Slows our entire march as a group to half speed.
Well,
I'm so comfortable
we got walking early with the pace we're going.
Oh, I understand. I'll have to up my pace as I hobble off of SciFri's back. What's your character's name, SciFri? I'm sorry. I can't remember. Cyrus. Okay, I'll be easy to remember. As I hobble off of Cyrus's back, I look dejected, but I'll continue walking significantly faster, and it's not really much of a bother at all.
Yeah, you'd regain the road. You can see that the Wisplight Woods doesn't seem to go too far. Like, it's not going to be a long distance before you get to the vault. But there's a calming nature to it. When the wisps aren't trying to attack you, there's almost this kind of gentleness to this forest. It's very pretty. It's kind of open. The spirits of the dead kind of keeping it mostly avoided by creatures as they feast on anything that has light here. And as you kind of travel through and have this kind of calming moment, you would eventually see the clearing that is on the other side of the woods. You can see this mountain that's kind of jutting out, or more like a hill, jutting out of the ground. You can see, for those familiar from the material plane, Carlisle, Morgaine, and Andrassa, you'd see the familiar location of where you know the vault to be, where it's called the Hills of Innovation, or the Cliffs of Innovation on the material plane, is now actually almost like this entrance to a structure. You can see where the kind of hill itself looks almost identical, but on the front facing it, you can see these archway doors which have kind of been knocked down. It looks like the opening to a large cave. But strangely enough, the fog sea has slowly drifted closer to this location, but it's held off. Like being in the clearing of a dense forest, this kind of hill and this cave opens on its own and is avoided by the fog. The fog doesn't drift nearby it. By the time you kind of get close enough to the edge of the woodlands, you would notice, Morgaine, you would see the ground has little transmutation magic on it. Or, no, it'd be abjuration. It'd be blue. And you can see that there's kind of all these glimmers, almost these circles on the ground, all kind of built around this perimeter around this hill. From the edge of the woods all the way around. You can do an Arcana check if you'd like. See what it does.
Sure. 21.
You see how they're kind of positioned almost like waves. It's almost like they're kind of like when you draw waves on a map. You can see the kind of aberration marks on that. And you hear these whispering sounds every now and then, like wind blowing. And you realize the ground around the area is enchanted to blow away fog. Every few minutes or so, you can see this magic goes off and kind of disperses fog away from the area. They've kind of cleared it so the fog sea doesn't encompass on the hill itself.
So the wisps can't go near the hill.
It's partially, you can see it's kind of partially the wisp, but it's mostly the fog sea, which is like almost growing. It drifts ever so closer and then gets blown away. So you can see it kind of holds back the fog.
Okay, interesting.
But the cave entrance is up ahead. You can see a slight glimmer of light coming from within. This is the entrance to the vault. If there's anything you need to do before going in, now would be the time to do so.
Are there spots like Carlisle saw in his dream where there would be like does the entrance to this place look like what he saw as the entrance to the vault? Even though there wouldn't be like
in
a
terms
black
of
and a green orb.
There wouldn't be the orbs there. There was an archway kind of door shape. So that's that, yeah.
Is there any writing on it or anything?
That door has been knocked through. It now looks like the opening to a cave.
But the archway, I mean, sorry.
No.
Wait, aren't these cultists, don't they like the fog beast and the fog sea? Why would they have something pushing it away? Wouldn't they be like, come on in, it's all
Yes, it's interesting. This whole hill seems to have almost an anti-fog spell on it. But there's a fog beast within?
Right, how did it get in if... All right.
Perhaps they're worried if the fog beast is able to reconnect with a larger body of fog, it would then leave them, perhaps.
Well, or they trapped it there by removing the fog.
That's quite sad. All right.
Either way.
The Watchers are the only ones with full knowledge on how to navigate the fog sea.
Makes sense then that this was their doing.
Yes. All right. Well, are they? Sorry. Do we know? Are they? Do they get visitors? Can we just sort of? There's no door. We just walk right in, say hello.
Well, we've got two choices. We could do that, or we could camp relatively hidden and observe for a while.
Ah, you're suggesting a stakeout. And I kind of like point at Sir Morgaine, like finger guns. Because I'm a vampire. A steak.
Yes. Yes.
I'm afraid you're Miss Steak and my friend.
I like cough out dust.
But that
It's so
said, I
funny.
shan't be the one doing the staking, so I'll leave that up to those of you who will.
All right.
I don't think I could stake.
Above board, Carlisle, the fuck you want to do, dog? You want to spy or we go in?
All right, above board, let me lay out how this usually goes.
Okay.
I'm gonna see something that matters. We will proceed to get caught almost immediately anyways, and thus it never mattered. I don't imagine that's changing with like Arthritis McGee in our fucking team cracking every time he moves his knees now. It's probably worse now than it used to be. So I'm like, we can stake out, but I'm not entirely sure how much information we're gonna pull unless we go in there to begin with.
I'm more implying like there could be like a
Comings and
password.
goings, or
Yeah, there could be like a password related entry, or we could see like what kind of offerings are being made, if any, or if there's any affiliation with non-fog people that comes. I don't know. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I mean, I think even in character, it's not very difficult to like scope out that our group doesn't really seem like a good covert ops team.
Yeah.
We feel more like a let's kick the door down and move kind of team.
Yeah.
Is my logic right now. I'm not entirely sure how we like play this in a way that doesn't end up with us 30 feet in the door and then being attacked the same way we would be getting attacked if we were just 1 foot in the door. You know what I mean?
Do we know if they're gonna attack us? Like maybe they'll think
We
we're like
don't.
visitors, perhaps from the village.
I think we don't know how they'll react, and we know that potentially there's quite a lot of them because they've been there for a while.
Yeah. Well,
It's not like
basically
it's just
what
a
we
group
know
of
is that,
5
like,
dudes, probably.
they watch over the vault and they worship the fog beast.
Yeah.
Quick, everyone, fog facts. What do we know about fog? It's so great. I love it when it sort of envelops everything and
makes
feels slightly
everything quite
damp.
wet. Damp, you could say.
I'm just thinking, right, if we say how much we like the fog, maybe that will help, right? Like, oh, the fog is fantastic. This whole sea of fog. What? Amazing.
Perhaps if we ask them to join the little cult, they could initiate us, and we could simply go right to the beast.
So we can see the entrance of the vault from here. Like,
Yes.
it's, and there doesn't seem to be like any like outside activity. We don't see like people around the entrance or like
No.
anything like that.
Looks almost like because the door's been knocked off its hinges. It looks like it kind of goes down into a cave.
Are there any,
Mm.
like, torches or any lights or anything out?
There's a slight glimmer coming
Excuse me.
from within the cave. It's very slight.
Sure.
Oh, Joe, did you say the door was knocked off its hinges? Does it look like there was a struggle, like a fight?
It's hard to say. You don't see the door. The door is somewhere
Okay.
deep within the cave. It's just the archways there, and you can see where there's. It's at least been disconnected somewhere.
Perhaps we should take a closer look.
How tall is the archway, just so we know potentially what size beast we're dealing with? Like, how tall, how
15 feet.
wide? All right. I
15
mean, it's
feet tall.
fog. I assume it could go like.
Yeah.
And there's no fog coming out either, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, I think either way, I agree with Nibbles in this case. I think we should collectively get a little bit closer. And then once we're a little bit closer, maybe I'll creep in a little ways and see if I see anyone at that point.
So if we perhaps make our intentions known, perhaps they will arrive to ferry us across.
They most certainly will not, but let's be off.
Just a fog beast isn't even near where we need to go in the vault, and then we just sort of, right? That'd be fantastic.
That would be useful.
She's so helpful. All right, let's go.
Joe, while we're approaching, I will be stealthing. I will
Okay.
not be traveling with these folk.
These
good
bozos,
folk.
say it.
Stay a little bit ahead.
I'm not gonna say these bozos.
These damn fools.
32.
Okay.
Jesus.
How far ahead are
I'm
you?
not here. I'll be like 15 feet ahead.
You'd be the first to approach. You can see where the door's kind of been knocked in. You can see where there's a staircase that kind of leads down and a cave that kind of leads downward. If the door's been knocked off or if it's been removed, it's been sent a good like 30 feet down, probably maybe 40 feet down into the mountain. It seems to descend when you're on the outside. You can see the slight glimmer coming from within. You can start seeing like this kind of very, very dim light. Roll me a perception check first, Carl, as you're the first to approach.
24.
You can hear a very slight muttering. Two people keeping their voices down, so it's very, very faint on the wind, coming from within. You can also, but it's almost like the sound is traveling upward, like they've got the kind of almost this defensive abjuration spell still from within as well to disperse any fog. So you're kind of carrying some voices, not enough to overhear them unless you go deeper into the cave, actually enter it. But with the 24, you'd also hear a very slight, like, snoring sound. Louder than the voices, you can hear something like almost bestial is sleeping down there.
Okay. Doesn't sound like a dude. Sounds like a monster.
Sounds bigger.
Huh. Well, either they're keeping more than one beast in there, or currently the fog beast is sleeping.
Well, I would hate to wake it up from its nap. It might get a little angry. I know I do when I'm awoken undisturbed from my naps.
I suppose it's likely not the fog beast, right? Because we're right near the entrance, unless it's so loud that you can hear it from all the way
Hard to tell.
inside.
But I hear two other people down there talking, and that's probably the cultists.
We could try being quiet like you, Carlisle, and approach.
Wouldn't you be quite cross, though, if you were in a sort of a structure and people just sort of crept in?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Well, look. At the end of the day, our group here is present at this vault to both activate something that we do not know the location of currently within it, and also pillage its relics. I would assume, for the most part, these cultists will probably not be very happy with much of anything we're doing in here once we're in there.
Correct.
So, best case scenario, I could try to go down there, knock them unconscious. We could interrogate them. I have no idea what that snoring beast is. Or we could go down there and assume the worst is going to happen and simply engage.
Well, as a vampire, I would hate to murder a human. So perhaps we could be leaving them unconscious until they attack us first.
Everyone know how to knock someone unconscious in combat without killing them instantly.
Yeah, it's a problem we've had in the past, so.
Yes.
That was me. I'm sorry. I do understand now, and I will not.
Well, you didn't dismember someone in a barrel.
But
True.
yeah,
I did
there
not
were
cut
full-on
someone in half, and
bisections, and
That's
is
true.
very
That was
lethal.
not me at all.
Yes.
I was thinking, right, it's not even going to be worth anything to take their whatever they're wearing, right? Because if they're sort of secluded and they've been there for a while, they'll know everyone. It's not like, do you know what I mean? That's probably not going to be that helpful.
Yes. Us dealing with them non-lethally is us saying these cultists are possibly not bad people, and they just have a horrifying fog beast inside of this vault that
Right.
we are
Well, do they-
unfortunately crossing paths with them in.
Just have a terrible hobby, that's all, right? There's a really bad interest.
If we were able to get a look at what one of the cultists looked like appearance-wise, I could help us. I could potentially sneak inside.
Oh, we could have two people sneaking then. All right. Well, I mean, I think either way, right? The sort of get in there and tie them up, whatever, it seems really the only way to go. Yes.
Yes, and all of those options require us getting across the fog sea.
No, the fog sea is dispersed around this area.
Oh,
Yeah, you're in a
so we
clearing.
could just walk out. Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
They've got
You
magic
just,
that
like,
pushes
walk
it
right
away
in.
from
Mhm.
the area, protecting both the road and them.
All right, let's go in. 3 south.
Okay, is everyone stealthing?
Yeah, unless
I
unless
will
we want me to
stealth.
try to
I'll try.
just deal with these two myself, but 2 is usually when it's getting a little spicy for eliminating in stealth. So
I think I'd defer to Carlisle on that if you would like.
I'm down to
Everyone
wait.
to
If
go
we
at
want
once,
Carlisle
right?
to scout ahead, I feel like we could do that if you guys are cool with that, but I'm up for whatever.
I think with how big that thing sounds, even though we don't know, if I'm going to be engaging
You gotta do
in
two
like
dudes and
trying
a
to deal with
beast.
them, I would want everyone to stealth close enough that they're like 30 feet away from like the
Yeah.
combat room in case things go poorly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll stealth behind you, and then you go ahead like 30 feet in front of us, like just that much. Okay.
Yeah, just because your stealth is so ridiculously higher.
I will try to help
We'll stealth as well.
Ooh.
the lowest of
I
guess
rolled
I'm
an
gonna
8,
help, I'm
so...
gonna help Cyrus here.
Okay.
Oof, 11.
Alright, so I will re-roll my stealth.
And based on
10.
based on who's the lowest after that, I can do one more thing, but that's it. But I need to know if Morgane's about to fall down the stairs like they usually do.
12.
God damn it.
Yeah, 12.
I'm not bothering helping now. There's two people got the same roll.
What do you mean? I got higher than Indrasa.
I got an 11.
I got
Yeah,
12.
you got it.
You got a 10.
That looks like a 10.
No,
he's
no,
got
yeah,
shadow-
it's Shadowhook.
Last
He's got
two,
Shadowhook
I got 12.
help.
It's true.
I see.
Shadowhook.
So the group is there's a group staying 30 feet away, and you're 30 feet in front.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna roll some perception checks.
I'm going to raise Cyrus's, the lowest 10 here, by 2d8. So he'll have a 19 now. So it's just Indrasa that has the 11.
So 11 is the number to beat. All right, one sec. All right. They don't hear you coming down. The passive perception is too low. You would be 30 feet ahead, Carla. I'm going to bring you to the map. Everyone else is technically going to be 30 feet off of this map. As you kind of enter into the cave, it goes lower and down into it. I should also ask this question. Who doesn't have dark vision?
It always comes up eventually.
Okay. Yeah, Morgane, obviously,
Check.
you're seeing just in ahead of you anyway. You
Yeah, I have dark vision.
have dark vision? Okay.
I have Dark Vision 120.
Oh,
I
very
think
nice.
I got it too.
Holy.
I see a lot.
Does everyone have it?
Thank God.
Well,
Okay.
I'm like a vampire. So
So
I
we
can,
made the
like,
right call with
see.
these groups.
Yeah.
So then you are coming down into the darkness. You'd be able to all perceive the doorway has been knocked, and it's clear that it was knocked off its hinges, thrown all the way down into here. It's kind of scattered on the ground in front of you. I'm going to move you to the kind of dungeon map, so you have some perspective here. Carlo, you'll be the only one on it to begin with, as you are coming in. But the first thing you notice is as you kind of step down onto it, you see to the left there are two kind of cultists near a dimming kind of almost light. It doesn't look like they've got a fire. It's almost this kind of like... give me a perception check to see what it is.
That is a 24.
You notice that they
Big.
clearly capture wisps here. And there's one that's kind of mostly drained out. Like they almost use their light to kind of glow. So you can see there's one in front of them that's kind of dimming out. It's on its last legs. And they're sat next to that, talking to each other. Over to the right, near a closed, larger door as well, into this kind of cave structure, is a huge creature. A sleeping, almost anglerfish-like giant with a light that dangles over in front of his head that illuminates his face. And you can see that he's sleeping. All right, I'm going to give you vision on the map for you, Carlisle, because you're going to be the one that sees this.
Excuse me.
But the others won't be able to see this just yet. But you can see just ahead of you this sleeping giant who's kind of guarding the door, along with the two cultists off to the left near bedrolls.
Okay. I'm in the map. Should I stealth check again now that I'm like within?
No,
like,
we're gonna
danger
we'll take your stealth check from before. 'Cause that
Okay.
was the one that they built their passive perception off of.
Where is this one looking right now? Are they like
they're
both
looking
like
at
just
each other.
talking?
Yeah, they're having like a leant over, like they're lying down. They're both considered prone because they're both lying down on their beds. You can see they're kind of like they're on like a rest. One of them the one on the left seems like he was mostly on watch, but they're both been sleeping, and they're kind of in their bedrolls now, like lying, looking at each other, talking to each other, having like a hushed conversation to not wake up the giant.
Okay. Gang, I think Carlisle will signal to you guys because the fact they're looking at each other means there's not a way I can get both of them before the other one wakes up the giant. Which is why I asked.
Okay.
So Carlisle's going to start to gesture them to come towards the map, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to move closer to these two here following the edge of the wall.
Hold off 1 second just so I can get everyone onto the map itself. And I will drag you all your tokens on. I'll give you guys vision. If you could drag onto the bottom of the map, Sam, because for some reason your thing always breaks, then that would be helpful. I'll put everyone else on. Just let me know what your dark visions are, and I'll put you guys on here as well.
I think mine is 60.
60.
Okay, 1 sec. Andrasi, you've got 60 feet of dark vision. Cyrus, you said you got 60 as well.
Yep.
What is yours, Nibbles? You muted?
Nibbles is 60.
Is 60? Oh, they have K. Okay, sorry, I didn't see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted.
Okay.
My bad.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's 60. It's 60.
And then yours is 120, right, Tara?
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Okay, can you all see?
Yes. Also, are we still stealthed at this time?
Yes, yeah. This is so they didn't notice you off your stealth checks. Their passive perception is too low.
Okay.
So you've all kind of slipped down here quietly. It's all going off the previous stealth check as you're entering into the cave.
I'm going to use one of my invocations. I'm going to use Mask of Many Faces to cast Disguise Self without expending a spell slot.
Okay.
To make myself look like one of the cultists.
Okay. Yep. All right. I'm going to put a little symbol on you so I remember that. All right. Yeah, you...
I can't see the map. Is that like... Is it...
you might need to scroll to the bottom.
Yeah, sometimes
if you're... Yeah, because it's a very tall map.
Ooh, I see it now.
When we all get in, Carlisle's going to point, look at the group and then point towards that one and start moving closer to the lower of the two guys here. I don't know in character who has the opportunity to do a stealth, dispatch of someone, but if it's possible, it might be really helpful.
I immediately lock in as Nibbles, knowing that he was clearly referring to me, obviously.
Nibbles did get a 26 on the stealth checks.
I start wobbling quietly towards the opposite.
Starts quietly fucking shaking his head, but can't signal it any other way. So he's just gonna trust the arthritis.
Nodding back at him like, I understand what you're saying. Clearly not understanding what you're saying. Start making my way over.
Okay.
Can I stealth all the way over?
Yeah, this would be part of your stealth check. If you are slipping around the side, though, if you're going out into the open, you're going to be losing your stealth check. This is kind of up to about here. You're gonna have to find a way around.
All right. Well, I already used my invisibility when we fought the Bodak, so I guess I'll just follow Carlisle's path.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're following me, and these guys don't detect Carlisle getting
hold on. No. If you stay there, you stay there. If you're gonna strike, it's gonna be a case of we'll just roll initiative for you four, as a quick strike thing. They're gonna have disadvantage on initiative because you're surprising them, and it's basically a pounce opportunity. So, it depends on whoever attacks first. So it's whoever's kind of a secondary here is probably not. They're the one which you're mostly worrying about with initiative. Whoever attacks first is kind of
Joe,
going straight away. Mm-hmm.
Could I use my spider climb to walk on the roof of the cave to
continue,
right above the guy?
You could stay. Yeah.
It's
only about 25 feet high at the highest point, and you could definitely go all the way around. Yeah. They won't be looking out.
I'll walk up the wall I'm on right now, and I'll walk up to the ceiling, and then I could walk directly over him, I think.
Okay,
avoiding
I'll
his
put
gaze.
I'll put you here, so you're kind of over and up about 15 feet above. Okay.
Okay.
The question is who wants to
And I
strike
guess,
first. Whoever strikes first will get their action off immediately. Then it comes down to initiative roll off between the other two.
What if they went like 3, 2, 1 and they struck at the same time?
We still do initiative. I'm going to give them advantage initiative to do that, but just because of the way that's dungeon.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
That's
either way, what I was gonna do was
literally Dungeons and
Carlisle was
Dragons.
going to.
you go before I shout us out.
I was just gonna say Carlisle
right
would
now,
signal
really
that
good.
I don't care about the advantage, but he would point to Nibbles to go first because I have like a naturally higher dex, I'm assuming, than Nibbles.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. This is what initiative is. It's, surprise actions are now advantage
I
on your
reeled you
initiative.
in, dude. You got a big, I got a
So
big
just
bite
for the
today.
sake of it, okay. So whoever wants to go first does get their attack off, and then the other person is going to roll initiative against the other person.
All right,
Carlisle's
I'll go
going to
first
mouth
then.
non-lethal as Nibbles posts up above this dude.
Nibbles doesn't like killing humans.
That's true.
Are they humans? Can I tell if they're humans? I
These
assume they
two.
were.
Actually, write this down. These two are. Yes, they are both humans. The
Okay.
one on the left is
I-
a woman, skinnier, little skeletal structure. The one on the right, he looks a little bit rounded face, clean shaven, tufts of red hair poking through his hood.
Okay, I'll look back at Carlisle, clearly not understanding at all what he was mouthing at me, but nodding my head like I do and licking my little nub fangs. Yeah. Yes, of course. And I will immediately drop down and attempt to non-lethally whack this dude.
Okay, go for your attack. You technically go
Okay.
first. You're good because you're the one initiating.
Oh, alrighty. I will use my cane to attempt to knock him out non-lethally.
Okay.
Oops, I clicked it twice. I just sorry.
Just use the first one. 22 hits. You would technically have
Okay.
advantage because you're attacking from stealth.
Ooh, alrighty. And then I will click the damage type. So I'll fucking whack him once. Does he?
He would
go
not be
down?
knocked out from 11. He's a little
Okay,
healthier
so
than
I
that.
whack him on the. I do have
So-
multi-attack. I can attack
You do.
again,
you
right?
do. You get to attack again. So as you hit him
Okay.
once.
So I whack him on the head, and I'm like, "Oh shit, he's not knocked
Yeah,
out."
you
I'll hit him
see-
again.
Roll to hit. Roll to strike first before you do the
Oh,
damage.
sorry.
24 hits. So you whack him across the head. Goes,
Okay.
His head goes groggy. The girl looks across to him. What's going? And then you whack him again. Hits. Roll the damage.
Oh, I got 3 attacks. Holy!
No, that was your
fighters are
second attack
crazy.
because the first one was advantage,
okay.
and then you rolled
Right.
the damage twice before the second attack. So if you do roll your damage now,
Okay. I'll roll again. My bad.
that's okay.
I'm quick on the clicks.
All right. So yeah, a total of 17 damage is enough. You knock this guy out. You whack him twice. Once kind of grogging him, and then the second one knocks him out. So for the other two, you can just roll now your initiative. It's gonna be a 21.
We get advantage on
You
initiative,
do,
right?
and they have disadvantage.
Okay, 21.
They rolled a 7 and a nat 20, so the 7 is the one that goes through. You go first. Yeah, they're looking.
That's a nat 20 on the.
Holy.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blunt side of the spear, bonk him right on the back of the head.
Fuck
How's
yeah,
he
dude.
feeling unconscious-wise on that hit?
This is I imagine the damage
like
is less
super
so of like
unconscious?
this is not like a case of you don't do like extra, you don't kill them because you're doing too much. This is perfect precision, right? 42 plus damage, crazy amounts of damage on there. This is like finding the absolute perfect point and just thunk, whacking them right there with a blunt side, and you've knocked them out in a way that is so like if you are going for doing no damage, no lasting damage at all, it's perfect. Both of them are KO right next to you.
Okay. Carlisle's next step would be to try to tie both these two up.
Yeah, you have a minute of them being knocked out, so you can tie them up as an action with a rope.
Tie them up and also gag their mouths so they can't yell.
Okay,
anything.
let me. I'm going to check something as well because I think they put in some new little fancy rules for rope, which I'm going to see if I can find.
We have
in,
so much rope.
in the old item.
Finally, bringing up new rope rules.
new
thank
rope
God.
rules, baby. All right, let me see.
Oh, yeah.
Rope gets used a lot in this campaign, actually.
It really
by
does.
these-
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys like your rope.
By the one guy that has a rope.
Love rope.
Got so much rope, dude. I keep finding more.
Oh yeah, I
So
see the
wild,
new
out
rope
of
rules.
context, wild.
Yeah, it's got.
So you can bind an unwilling creature with rope if it has grappled, incapacitated, or restrained. If their legs are bound, they have the restrained condition until they escape. Escaping the rope requires the creature to make a DC 15 acrobatics as an action.
Yes. That makes sense. So you can bind them. It takes your action. There's nothing you need to do then. It's just them. They're the one that's blocked off. Obviously, you can stop them from doing that if you're on top of them. So yeah, you both can spend your utilize action to tie a rope around them. You have to do sleight of hand checks. That's it. Sorry, that's the bit I missed. So if you both want to do a sleight of hand check, see how tight your rope is.
Yeah, I'll do my sleight of hand. Mine's a 30.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to up the DC based on the rolls that you do as well, because it just feels funner that way. Your rope is perfectly tied. It's going to be extremely hard for them to burst out of that one.
Am I tying up the other one?
If your character insists on tying up the other one, I can't technically stop you till I'm done tying mine. So.
Like, I'll help you, Carlisle, whispering, of course. Don't worry, these old hands, they are quite good at tying things together. And I will attempt to tie a rope as well.
Sleight of hand.
Mine's way worse. I rolled an 8.
You can realize, though, because it's incapacitated as opposed to, like, grappled doing this, you do spend an entire, like, round just attempting to tie a rope, and it is the worst tie you can see, like, it's loose. The hands are kind of free. It'd be easy to break him out of. One has like half out. Yeah.
What can I say? An excellent.
It's a knot on the ground.
Joe, I'm gonna use my reaction to raise it by 2d8, and we'll just roll with whatever that is at that point. It's a 14. They got a 14.
14's enough to technically do it. So you'd help, lean across and just tighten some of the portions of it, and the rope is successfully tied. Both of them are roped up and gagged.
It's having one of those moments where like Nibbles ties someone up and then looks down and has tied his own hands.
Yeah. Oh, how did I do this? What in the world?
And honestly, I think we carry these guys out.
Okay.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Then we can ask questions without having to worry about a giant. We still have like a half a minute plus, right? So we can we can get these. We can get this guy out of the room before they wake up.
If you want to just, I'll drag these guys to the bottom of the map. You guys are considered outside of the map whilst we do this bit. I'll just go to the main screen. So you'd pull them outside, bring them outside into the front of the area.
I'll drop this guy's self if we're gonna be
happy to be here, you know.
Yeah.
Just like watching this all happen.
So yeah, you bring them outside. You lean them down against the wall out there. Both of them would slowly start to wake up. You can see the guy wakes up first, a bit groggier. She wakes up with kind of cleaner vision, notices you, and you just hear them go as they're both kind of gagged, panicking. But they are both tied up in front of you.
I'll immediately wave at them and say, hello, have no fear. Baring my fangs, I'll be like, I'm a vampire. You have nothing to be afraid of. I'm a friend to humans.
Give me an intimidation check, because it's kind of an accidental intimidation with the bearing the fangs.
Okay.
Oh.
That one.
This is where they genuinely look, and then they go, and they recognize you as they've been told about Nibbles from anyone that's kind of gone through and they've seen the pamphlet person. So they immediately like they with the net one, they just kind of they relax and they're more comfortable, thinking they're not in danger at all now.
fully effective, like earnest fucking.
Yeah, the opposite
I'm totally earnest, and I'm completely honest.
Everything they said was true. You're not right now in any danger. But we do need to ask you some questions.
I kind of look at each other.
Carlisle's gonna take the gag out of the one that's more aware.
And I want to stop. I want to stop that if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because
I mean, I'm not gonna like.
We're not
fight.
stop.
Yeah.
No.
What the?
Now they're really confused as two of us are fist fighting about whether or not we're gonna remove a gag. Like,
no, I might be able to get answers from them without them having to speak out loud. Was my thought.
Well, by all
even
means.
better.
And can I do 2 cantrips? Is that thing
At the same time? What do you got in mind?
I agree with the more cognizant, not critical, knocked out guy. The one that Carlisle knocked out. I think they're out for the count. The one that Nibbles knocked out.
The girl.
I was gonna try and use message, but also
Well, the girl
thaumaturgy.
would actually be more cognizant because of Carlisle's precision. The guy I whacked in the head is
Yeah.
probably
They both wake up at the same
That
time.
dude's seeing birds flying around right now.
Yeah, I'd probably talk to the
You
girl.
won't be able to do two at the same time, but you would be able to do one and the other. So you can use message. Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing about message is they would require to whisper back. They're currently gagged.
Oh, they have to whisper back. That was the part that I was like, is it possible?
Unless it's changed.
Okay.
No,
If
because
you
it's
have like
that's for,
a feature
detect
that
thoughts
does,
or sending.
yeah, if you have something that does detect thoughts or something.
It
like
does
that,
say
though.
they reply in a whisper that only you hear, but it would require them to be able to whisper.
Yeah, it's probably very. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'll let you do this because it's a gag. So they're technically not like muted. They can't not make a sound. So they could try and like. I think if you were gagged, you could probably let out some sort of like semblance of speech. It would just be kind of muffled. I would just make it difficult for you to hear it. So it'll be a case of you doing perception checks to understand them.
Oh boy. So that just like as a team, what information do we seek out of them? Like, is it how many people there are in there, or what?
Yeah, that's a good starting point. How many people there are?
Okay.
Yeah.
I look at them and my eyes kind of like flavor-wise, not mechanically, kind of like darken, and I just look at them and they hear in their head the message, like the kind of resounding, just how many of you are there?
And you point in the girl. She kind of looks up at you. And she whispers back. Do a perception check. We'll set the DC as a 10 for you to kind of understand what she said. See if the whisper comes through.
Ooh, nice.
A 10
Hopefully
exactly.
10.
You can barely make it out, but you do manage to assemble it. She says to you in the whisper, "Why would we tell you that? You said we're in no danger."
I'm gonna be so honest with you right now, and I'm just gonna put like a hand next to their head on the wall. These guys, they want you alive. I don't really give a fuck either way. I'm gonna be so honest. I've got to get in there, and I want something in there very badly. And I respect the fact that they want to be kind about it, but my patience is so thin. How many are there in there? Or if you don't want to answer that question, how many more big things like that do you have?
Or intimidation check.
Okay, watch me get like a 2. Oh, 24. Okay, all right.
They look between and they start panicking and they realize like some of the fear starts coming into them. And they're looking around seeing that no one's kind of interfering with you, and the fact that they realize you're the one who's whispering a message and they can't really others aren't really hearing it. So she panics a bit and goes, you can hear her talking. Go ahead and roll a perception check, see if you can hear a response.
Oh God. Oh yes. Thank you, God.
You hear the whisper, but it's like a whispered panic. She says, about 2 dozen inside. We have navigators attacking a village, so they're not going to be back for a week or so. But big wise, only this and our deity.
I relay that to the group, and I just stand up straight up. So I
Wait, they're attacking a village? And I thought that maybe they were nice cultists this time.
Right, that was going to be the sort of thing, right? It's like, cultist is such a terrible word, but they are going to be just sort of harmless.
So this creature isn't their deity? Did anyone else pick up on that one?
Yeah, that's just some big guy.
It's just the guard
Very
dog.
foggy.
Oh, what's very big dog? Whew.
I have a personal question. It's like, is your intent aligned with a noble in the village? Like the guy that I forget, I don't have the name on the top of my head, but the guy that
The Lord?
yeah. Does this feel like it overlaps with the concern that he had for for Ashburn?
Are you asking me that, or are you asking them?
Yeah, I guess I get, like, I'm asking, like, is this like something that you're just seeking to do of your own volition, or is this? Are you
guys
like,
just nerdily hanging out
willing in
here
this?
and like fogging it
Yeah.
up, or is there like
Yeah.
a bigger, story to it?
She shakes her head. I'm not gonna make you do perception checks. I'm gonna say that you can hear them from this point onwards, because otherwise you can just keep asking the questions. She kind of shakes her head. We serve the fogged one, the light bearer, the light lantern.
Okay. I look to the group and I'm like, if you want to ungag them, ask questions directly yourselves, you're welcome to do so, but I don't.
Like, it might be helpful to know a little bit about the layout, or sort of. I guess it doesn't really matter.
All right, I guess I could ungag them. And I walk over to the girl and I'm like, what? Not yet?
What, Master Nibbles? Something like that. You sort of wait to get a group consensus on before you act.
Ooh, all right.
That's a bit of
My
a
apologies.
No,
I'll
that's
pat her
all
on the
right.
head
We've
and
just
then,
met.
not take out the out the gag.
I would like to know if they have a way that they can get behind that creature there without us having to fight it.
Well, beyond us all being disguised as cultists, I'm not entirely sure. Might not be a bad thing to ask. I'm more curious if they have a way of controlling that fog beast.
Yes. Is it
Would be
active?
helpful to know
Is
that.
it... Right.
I guess I'll just paraphrase. Like, I mean, they can hear us talking back and forth,
Yeah,
so I
they're
feel like
listening.
the pretense is. Yeah. Are you in control of this beast, or does it give you orders?
The fog beast?
Not the one at the door, but the fog beast, yes.
We are not in control of it. We feed it. It's our deity. It's our salvation. It is the one that leads through the fog. The light bearer. Our lighthouse. We live to serve it. We don't know its intentions, but we feed it.
What do you feed it?
Yeah, what do you feed it?
Anything that bears light within it. She kind of looks around a little bit nervously. First, and still to this day, creatures that we come across in the fog, but it's become harder. We've been losing more people trying to do that. So recently we have been capturing anyone that is lost. Wanderers.
Or raiding villages.
The village was one filled with bandits and evil beings. It was the lesser
Why
of
do you
two
call
evils.
it the light bearer, the light lantern, the lighthouse? Does it emanate light?
Yes.
Is it...
It is beautiful. We followed it
Can
through
you
the
look?
fog sea to here.
Can you look directly at it?
Yes.
Without injury?
It depends. Its beauty is magnificent, but it is a creature that consumes nonetheless. We try not to get too close. Our leader has communicated with it on some semblance, or at least understands it, but even he avoids it. It is beyond us. A living deity.
How do you communicate with it?
We don't need to. It nests inside. When we capture things, it's fed to them. We're not looking to communicate. We're simply looking to serve.
Does it try to eat you?
If we got too close, yes.
How close?
Within its lair, It knows not to come out whilst it's been sustained and has plenty of sustenance.
How did it get
Describe
in
the
there?
lair.
Like floating clockworks in a
Ugh.
empty space.
In an empty space, as
It's
in
in
there
the
is no
vault room.
floor.
As in,
I had a bad feeling they would say something like that.
the floor is dials. I haven't seen the entirety of their space. It just lives within the clock tower.
The floor is bloody dials. Is there a... All right.
This is its lair. This is its home. This is the.
Was
This is
it
the
here
home of
when
a
you
deity.
got here? Or
We
were you
followed it.
here first and then it...
We
you
followed it
followed
across the
in?
fog sea. We
Did
protected.
it break the door down?
Yes. And it consumed the unbelievers within.
I'm sorry, back up. It consumed the unbelievers within.
Yeah, who?
The door was sealed. It blew it in. There were people inside, and they were consumed.
That is
What
what
was
we've been told.
inside?
People. I'm not aware of who they are or who they were, nor does it matter. The light bearer.
Everything matters.
Kind of like
Who
looks around.
doesn't?
Fellas, Carlisle's gonna like lean over to the others. I have a feeling we're gonna need to kill that fog beast from the sound of things.
You whispering that?
He whispers that.
Okay,
He does
yeah.
not say that in front of this
Yeah.
person.
I think... You know, I don't know. We could try to say, wow, we'd really like to worship this deity. That sounds really great. But then we get in, you've got 24 of them anyway, standing there as we try to fight it.
Yeah, that's my
Right.
issue. It feels like the last thing we need is a vault, which let's not forget the last one. I suppose the first one we officially went to almost cost us all our lives, multiple occasions.
That's true.
Last thing we need is a bunch of
We don't need anyone
fog zealots running in after us to get us. Or, God forbid, we need to run out and they're blocking our way afterwards.
Yes.
We had to leave the
My
last one in
concern
quite a
is if
hurry.
we don't handle everything inside, when we do confront the beast, we will have to confront those things from behind.
Absolutely.
We need to clear the place out.
I think the question is, do we clear it or do we clear it? And she sort of like nods at them as if to say, are we killing all of them or are we?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Much like that insane maniac in that mine a couple days ago, these two fellows, they fell over in, a clean swing of essentially any of our weapons would do the job. So I suppose we give them, if we're going in, we give them the same opportunity we gave that fella, which is, if you come in after us, what happens next was your call.
Fair
I
enough.
would say that is a fair thing to give them the warning. I would like to not murder any undue humans if possible.
Andrasa kind of rolls her eyes slightly. It wasn't that hard for you to catch them unawares and knock them out. I suppose if we just go sort of cautiously, we may be able to just keep doing that if they're not all, or it's not all 24 of them in one room.
Yeah, well, the cautiousness issue kind of comes with the fact I'm not sure how we're sneaking by the big guy.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm also
To
not
be
sure he
frank, that-
plans on being quiet.
Unless that door is soundproof, which it might be.
Well, I was hoping they had some kind of command over the creature and they could tell it to move.
They could easily just tell it to kill us in the same breath.
Fair.
Well, if we had them with us, then we would be able to kill them before it could kill us, so they'd have
Yeah,
to wait
they
for
don't
their
take
lives.
Kill them, but
Directly
you
in
want to use
front of
them as
us,
shields.
they can hear us saying this about them.
I just feel like the issue
Well,
is
that's
the
I
more
was
stuff.
just to ask the question here: how loud is everyone being? Because I need to
Like in
know
a
if based on
little,
are they
like
listening?
maybe a little huddle, like whispering.
Yeah,
to each
that's
other.
what I'm just doing in the huddle, so they don't hear you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't hear you
I
right now.
whispering.
Okay.
Okay, I thought we were like just having this conversation over them, and I was like,
The more things that we try to circumvent now, or the more things we may have to fight out of this place, when I can assure you from dealing with vaults in the past is going to be difficult.
Yes.
Yes, that's my point exactly.
Better to clean it out before we get to the end than the other way
Absolutely.
around.
Also, as we've said, right, last thing we want is to be fighting a beast of fog and then they get loose, come
Yep.
to help, etc., right?
I'd rather not be trying to flee in some kind of horrible vault contraption and that big guy is blocking
No,
the
and
way.
now there's dials and gears and things. I mean, that's already going to be stressful. And a fog beast.
Agreed.
If-
What with these two?
I
then?
have a terrible thought, which I am happy to voice.
Yes, dear.
This beast eats people that get too close to it. What if we just scare them towards it, and the beast takes them out, then we take out the beast?
What if it makes it stronger?
Yeah. Could go either way. I mean, realistically, I'm once again not entirely confident that we are going to be able to sneakily deal with everyone inside of this vault,
No.
leading all the way up to the fog. So
Statistically
make play out
speaking,
that way.
right.
No, but there's 24 inside. We won't be able to get past
Yeah.
all of them.
It's not impossible, but it's highly improbable that we will be able to do that, right? So,
Also, I should just say for clarification, it was the light bearer that consumes people, not this creature in here.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
big.
oh
the
yeah,
big
I meant the big
beast.
one.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Mhm.
This
Oh.
thing here is not the.
Yeah.
Do we want to just tell these two the situation and move on?
Can we ask them
We could say that.
if there's like a command or something? We could like get the beast not to. Maybe we could just like down dog and make it go over to the corner that they use in order to get further into the vault because they got to get in to feed it, right?
I mean, the main thing is that unless we're commanding it to sit still while we stab it in the throat so it dies,
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
feel too great about any commands
do-
for them to move out of the way. unless
Yeah,
we're
and the
killing
thing
these two.
is, even if it does move out of the way, we do have to come out of the vault.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got to kill that thing in the.
This thing's
Mm.
gotta be gone.
It's got to be
It's-
neutralized.
it's gotta
either
go,
killed
for
or
sure.
whatever. And
Okay.
yeah,
It's gotta be killed or run away. Like,
We could then
I could-
ask them for its weaknesses, I suppose.
I could
don't
make
know if
it.
they're gonna tell us that.
I could
but
make it
maybe.
run. If you want it gone, I could just make it run away. Can't guarantee that it won't gain its wits.
I think
But
it's just gonna come back, and this is like this might be hours we're in this place, gang.
Yeah, it might be like its territory.
Yeah.
I think we tell the two cultists to fuck off, and if they come back, we kill them. And then we kill this monster and get inside the vault.
that is it.
All right, who wants to scare these two so bad they never come back?
Please
Don't
never
worry.
ask.
I'm
Morgane's
quite-
gonna pull out her sword and like hold it to the throat of the lady.
Okay.
And then we'll like lower the gag with the tip of the sword. And she'll say, "I'm trying to decide if you've outlived your usefulness. So, that thing next to you, what's its weakness? The big thing inside."
One intimidation check.
I believe in you.
I'll give you advantage.
Okay. 28.
Whoa.
She looks down. There's like a moment where she's thinking of saying something quite zealoty, and then she kind of holds back her tongue, and it's not coming out. And she wants to kind of give herself away to it. My life. You mean the giant by the door? And then you see the other guy looking, shaking his head.
Yes. Choose your words carefully.
Yes. We feed it. It lives. A couple of the navigators can speak giant, so they communicate with it, and they've made a deal. Each of us has these makeshift rings that we made, or had made for us, commissioned. That they drain light nearby. We drain wisps nearby. It loves consuming them. it's quite content to follow orders as long as it's being fed, so it just guards the door for us. And we make sure whenever the navigators come back, they give it a couple extra wisps and it's fine.
The rings, take the rings.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach over to this person here and take the ring off of their finger.
You see the struggle, and you can see it's the same ring that you found from inside the magical shop that was trying to be sold to you.
Okay, yep.
Light drain.
As they're doing that, I'm gonna ritually cast comprehend languages, which won't help me communicate with it, but will help me understand anything that may or may not be said.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everyone heard what she said, so.
Could I ask a question to DM JoeFudge?
Yeah, go for it.
I have light cantrip. Can I cast light on a rock and then treat that like food? Is that what it means?
You could definitely try. It might be dumb enough to be full for it. You could definitely try something like that.
That's my pitch.
After we take the rings, Morgaine will lean in a bit more. So here's the deal. We're going in there. We have business inside. Anyone who gets in our way will be cut down. I suggest the two of you take this as an opportunity to turn your life around. For if you follow us inside, you will not be coming out.
You don't understand. Our lives are devoted to the light.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The two of us immediately knocked you two out. Read the room. Leave.
I'm just thaumaturgy, bright eyes at them, just looking at them like, you really want to do, like, come on, man.
Yeah, I've got like my hand on my hilt of the sword.
Someone give me an intimidation. It's going to be a flat roll for the guy. She's clearly intimidated. He's a bit more zealousy.
I've got a +5 to charisma. I could make this roll.
Go for it.
Let's go ahead and give it a shot. That's a 23.
Pretty
Okay.
good.
Pretty good.
He kind of nods his head. She looks at him. We didn't always serve it. I'm sure maybe this is... and if... She looks at them. If they don't make it, we can always return. Just go into the Fog Sea for a couple of days. And he nods.
Morgaine will like lean forward as if she's gonna say something, and then cut the bindings on the
Could
lady.
have tied those.
Oh, the rope.
What a waste of rope.
You have
Shucks.
so much rope.
And I always need more because of stuff like this.
They both...
Yeah, I'll cut the bindings on the other one as well.
Yeah, they both slowly get to their feet.
After his speech, she's
Adding
still cut
insult
it.
to injury at this point.
They stand up. Please, be gentle. It is a beautiful creature.
I'm sure it is, dear. Make good choices. Go on.
She grabs him by the sleeve and they slip away and they rush off towards the Fog Sea, running past the barriers. Taking their chances there instead of with you.
They're definitely going to die momentarily.
Oh, yes, but
They are not.
maybe
going
they'll
to
be
make it.
okay.
Well, we need wisps to feed this thing.
Do the rings look like they got shit in them?
No, these
Already?
ones
They
look
full?
almost just like a faded
They look
kind of
dull.
smoke.
Who's collecting wisps?
Well,
You
you've
just
got
pass through a
the.
forest of them.
Are we
got
collecting
them to
the
buy.
wisps to feed the beast, or are we going to kill it?
Well, apparently it's amicable as long as it's fed.
Yeah, as long as we're bringing enough to feed it and get in and out, I don't see how
We could,
it really matters anymore. We can just feed it and go.
or we feed it and then it could help us cut through the 24 or so people in there.
I think that might be the difference between amicable and subservient.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can command it, but it might let us pass.
All right, should we fill up one ring to go in and then the other one on our way out?
Well, we have
Fine.
3, don't we?
You didn't buy the first
No,
one.
we didn't.
No, we didn't buy the first one. Okay, we have 2. one in, one out.
Yeah, we can make a quick trip out. If people are going out there, I might have Carlisle post up in this corner where the group, those two people were, and just kind of like keep an eye out in case anyone comes through.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay with Carlisle, and I'm just gonna be doing mending to the rope that got cut.
Okay. Yeah.
Slow.
Fix them
I was
up.
thinking, I don't know that Indrasa would go, but if there aren't enough people, she would.
It's like grabbing 2 bits of cut rope and being like, which one of these goes together?
I gotta get my cantrips in, otherwise they're useless.
Dude,
When
just
am I gonna get to
mend
mend
him
again?
like a giant, like combine all the pieces into
Combine all his rope into one big roll.
He'll be so happy.
That would make Carlisle really happy. We use a lot of rope.
Yeah, I'll just, anyone got socks to fix, I'll just be here, it's cool.
It's a simple case of you can spend an action. You can only do it once every 24 hours to absorb one of the wisps nearby. Essentially, it's kind of their major function is to kind of draw in a wisp. You can see this is what they use to travel the road. It's almost it masks you. So yeah, you can have 2 of you go and absorb wisps into the rings if you like.
Morgaine will stay at the entrance because the shadow hook will just eat the wisps, so that's pointless.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so probably be.
If 2 people
I'll
want to
take
go
one then,
grab a
sure.
wisp,
Yep, and I'll grab the other because I grabbed the ring off the cultist.
Yeah, you can see the wisps
Just
float
in Cyrus.
around the trees, and as you kind of go over the rings, if you hold them out and you use the ring, you can see it goes, and then the ring starts glowing as it kind of lights up with a wisp, and you can see it kind of emanates off a glow around you. You kind of shine for the next 5 feet around you.
Right, job done. Takes out notebook, starts trying to write and walk, and then realizes she shouldn't do that. And walks back.
Okay. Yeah, you wander back
Carlisle
inside.
and Taryn inside, so let's meet them inside.
All right.
Slash me goes the fuck in.
All right. If you're wandering back in,
Flesh
are you
me
doing it
follows.
stealthily or are you?
I guess I'm glowing, so no.
Morgaine clanking in.
Well, this is
Right.
he's asleep, so this is to see if you are making noise to see if you're waking up the giant.
I mean,
Then I
I'll
suppose we
roll a stealth check.
Yeah, you can definitely be
Quiet.
stealthy if you
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
trying
theme
to be
stuff.
quiet.
Are you?
It might
Do you
not be
really want to
stealthy.
embarrass yourself like that? We don't need to stealth now. You don't have to do this.
Right, but like, what the worst thing that happens if we're trying to stealth is we don't stealth.
Yeah, but it's funny when you get a -1. So I'm not sure.
I
if you
have
want to
plus
do that.
1 now. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Morgaine's gonna ace this. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
20.
Okay.
That's
Okay, nice.
really good.
Yeah, nice. You're much quieter. You can see your shadow goes beneath your feet as well. It's like treads on your stops. All right.
It's
Disadvantage.
cute.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
You roll disadvantage, clown boy.
That's true. That's true.
Toxic Sunday never ends.
And despite that,
Damn, Toxic Sunday hit hard
your
on that
footsteps
one.
are
Holy-
quietened, but the shackling of your armor ting, ting, as you're kind of clinking down is not. You only rolled a 6. With that sound, you can see the giant go. Its teeth kind of coming in front of its
I'm gonna
face.
put my hand with the ring up. Just like, slow down, dude.
It looks down at that, and you can see its eyes are kind of slits. Goes, and you'd understand it in Dress as it kind of speaks in this deep guttural giant. It says, "Feeding time."
He'll translate for everyone else.
Why are you not wearing robes? Kind of looking across, only sees, and then it looks at look at its intelligence. Yeah, it kind of picks up and goes, "You're not from here." Kind of gets up to its feet, walks a little close to you.
Would you like to eat or not? Hoping it understands common.
It nods its head and goes, "Would they feed me lots?"
Is he still speaking in giant? She'll keep translating.
And then he'll swap to common if you're talking common. He goes,
Okay.
"I teach fish now. Eat once, not again. Protect,
Eat always.
So, if we feed you all the time, you'll protect this place. If we feed you once, you'll just... What did he say?
No, he's saying he.
Teach a
His
man to
choice.
fish.
If he stays here, he gets fed all the time. That's what he's saying.
He's saying he's got a good thing going here, basically.
Yes. Well, let's give him both wisps then. He's clearly hungry.
That makes our way out a little complicated, but...
Oh, no, we'll just tell him we're going to get some more on them.
Give rings.
Surely one of the cultists in there has rings with charges.
It folds its arms.
What does he say?
Give rings. All rings.
Oh, you want the rings to get them yourselves. Why didn't they give you rings?
Not loud.
That's quite unfair. Sorry. You want us to collect the rings from inside, bring them back to you?
All rings.
Will you stand guard while we do that for you?
Or
not
a
put
persuasion
anything
check.
in. I'm terrible at those.
Can I
have
assist
an
him though?
idea.
Is he speaking common?
He's speaking common. If someone wants to kind of interject.
I would assist with the persuasion.
Okay.
And I would say... I would like hold out the ring that I have in my palm, and I like extend it out, and I look at it, and I point to the woods behind us and say, "The woods beyond here, many wisps, good fishing."
Okay. Both you can individually roll a persuasion check then.
Okay. Sure.
Can I
14.
do a little silly thing as well?
Sure. What do you want to do?
I want to use prestidigitation and make like a couple of rings copies. Because it has to be able to fit in my palm. If I can make just one, that's
I got
fine.
a 21 on
You
persuasion.
can make a non-magical trinket.
I think you
think
can
the
have
rings
3
are magical,
instances
But I can make an imitation that doesn't work and just pile them in and be like, oh.
You can have a
I just-
couple instances, I think, at once. I can't remember.
Sure. Yeah, he can look across to that and goes,
Candy's so bad, dude. She's obsessed with lying to this giant in every
Right.
Rocks my hands together.
he kind of looks across. Was that 21 and a 14? He goes,
Rings like that, yes. I guard door. You bring rings.
Deal.
This
Oh.
many.
Deal.
Perfect.
and it holds up both its hands. You can see it's only got 4 fingers to a hand, so it needs 8 rings.
Deal. Easy.
Deal.
Even easier.
You can do that.
We'll bring you all those rings on a necklace for yourself.
Yes.
And he kind of steps outside and goes, points towards the door, walks over towards
All
it, and he'll grab the harness and loosen it, which you can see kind of opens it for you, making it much easier for you guys to open it. And he goes,
Oh, nice.
I wait for rings.
How's that his hand?
First rings now.
I'm gonna walk up and place the ring into his giant, like, fish-like hand.
Okay. Takes one of the 2.
Yeah. I'll do the same. Here you are, dear.
Takes the second one. Then he looks to Taryn.
Your rings.
Uh-oh.
This is an interesting situation we have here.
Yeah, this is a bit of an impasse.
Where
Got ourselves into.
Candy, we call this the fuck around and find out effect.
you fucked around. Now you're
Yeah.
gonna find out what.
You're gonna find out. We might all find out, but especially
We're
you.
all, I'm gonna.
We'll all
just,
find out.
Step back and stand over here. I guess.
This will be good.
I didn't realize we had more ring. Carlisle whispered to Morgaine.
Morgaine will look over and see that it is clearly magical and just say, "We don't." It's
It puts each of these rings onto one of its teeth each.
Its teeth.
Where are your other
I
rings?
found these. Yeah, I found these ones, but I don't think these ones work, but they look the same.
That ring's no good. It's damaged.
Yeah, they just. But if you like the design.
We'll get you an extra one inside. How about that?
Roll a deception check, Taryn. Roll a persuasion check, Morgaine.
I believe in you both.
the frivolous extra rolls we have to do to get through this door.
Yeah, really.
29 nat 20.
Yeah,
We
it kind of
wasted a nat 20 getting through this door for no
grits
reason.
his-
Right?
it kind of glares at Taran and looks across to Morgan and goes,
Extra ring.
Extra ring. Just for you, big fella.
Do you still want the... No, it's okay. I'll put it within the ground. It's fine. They're bad.
and he just leans up against the wall and lets you guys go through. Probably step down here a little bit, giving you guys space. But yeah, you are free to pass by now, the giant.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Pass by.
All right, that giant was chill as fuck. Apparently,
That wasn't that bad. I don't imagine we're going to be quietly opening a door this big.
He loosened it.
He loosened it up for us.
You loosened it. Okay. Can I stealth and then like sleight of hand to quietly open this door? I want to peek inside and see if we're about to be engaged.
This is kind of a
by-
bit larger door, so if you're going to open it very slightly, it's probably going to make quite a lot of noise.
Okay.
I'll let you do a sleight of hand check, but I'm going to make the difficulty 25.
I will tell you now. I literally cannot fail that unless I nat one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
Oh,
let's
buddy.
see. Let's see if you get that one.
31.
Okay, you can open the door, which you can see now. It's at kind of a jar, so you'd be able to kind of lean in and see
It's a
through.
jar.
Over there, I see two dog-looking things. Some guy what looks to be a goblin with a chef's hat on.
2 dogs and a goblin chef.
Do you think that they're friendly?
Can I like perception check like what these 4
Uh,
beings are up to?
Yeah. What can you see right now? Because I think are you seeing someone else's vision?
I can go right around this corner and peek and see.
There you go. Now I can see. Yeah, you could do a perception check to kind of get an idea of what they are.
Okay. 24.
24 is going to give away that there seems to be a couple of guards by another door far at the end of the hall. A broader door, a little bit more kind of functional towards the place, a few steps that lead up to it. Similar to the cultists you just saw. The other cultist, though, with their hood down, long kind of beard, patented, looks a little bit kind of tighter, leathered gear around him. And he's kind of feeding one of the dogs as well. You can see these are kind of wisping dogs. They don't look like normal mastiffs. They've got their teeth are almost on the outside. Their bodies seem like they're made of hardened shadow. And there's this kind of like grayish goblin creature that is a chef, and it's kind of cutting up different meats and kind of throwing it to them. They're chewing on it. He looks like he's kind of their owner. He's like the keeper of them.
Okay. Is that door the same kind of door we just went through where it takes a lot of work to open?
Yes. It looks a little bit more complicated. You can see a dial of a clock on it. It looks like it's a clock dial to open.
Carl's gonna look over at Morgaine and Andrasa specifically. Do we have some kind of spell we can just kind of send into that room? There's at least 6 of them in there.
6? Do you want like a what do you want, a fireball or something? Do you want me to just set the whole room on fire?
Well, I'm telling you this because I don't think there's going to be much of a jump. We're getting on them individually and sending a big spell into a room. It looks like they can't get out of too well. Might solve this.
I mean, I suppose.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna leave
could.
you to think on it.
And Carlisle's going to stealth it. I'm going to start creeping farther into the room.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Indrasa looks
Holy.
at Morgaine.
Holy, he's
Well, now if
crazy.
he's creeping in there and I set everything on fire.
I was thinking the same thing. He
I'm
just
not
told
gonna
me,
I'm just moving.
tells you to nuke the room, then he sneaks into the room. It's not like I can see him.
Also, I don't think we're really going to be able to rest here. I could. All right. She sort of like tries to peer through the door.
Sure.
Wait, where is my? I'm all the way down at the thing. Hold on, let me move my character up so I can.
This would be a case
Above
of
board, we are teed up for a beautiful AoE from a caster in a room like this. What a day for it. You know what I mean? What beautiful
It's a beautiful day for a fireball.
It's a beautiful fucking day for some kind of spell that kills all these guys in one move.
What are you going to say, Taryn? Sorry.
I do have. I mean, I have something that could potentially do that.
What? What have you got?
Wall of fire. I could just.
Can you ring them all so they all take?
See, I was thinking I could fill the entire room with sickening radiance and just kill them all.
I do love the sickening radiance.
Sickening
and you get your
radiance
slot back
is
on a short
really
rest,
good.
right?
Yeah, and you'll get it back in a short rest. I will admit, in previous campaigns, I have cooked groups of people with walls of fire, and it is maybe the darkest thing you can
It's
do
gross.
to NPCs. It is,
Oh my God.
It is
so bad and
so
gross.
fucking
It's bad. It
when
feels
they
bad.
don't know where to go. And
Yeah.
just kind of cook themselves.
Gruesome.
You carry that shit sessions into the future.
He's carried it years, actually, because that wasn't recently.
Yeah.
It's still with him. Well,
I don't
hey,
know
you know what?
Which one do we love?
We got guests. If the
Yeah.
guest wants to firewall, the guest can firewall.
True.
You want to firewall, Kenny?
I can also make it careful to make sure.
I mean, you're not.
Well, if
gonna
it's
get-
ringing them, right, we're safe on the other side anyway, because it just
Okay.
goes.
The wall of fire has a safe side and a burn side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I do like Wall of Fire. I really do.
Do it.
It's really
Hey.
good. Okay. Well, team shakes hands with everyone. I'm about to commit a war crime, I think.
This would be
yeah,
a wall of
it's fine.
fire
Is
if
that-
you want to do a ring, if that's what you're looking for.
I
kind
kind
of-
of.
Up
Yes.
to 20 feet diameter, yeah.
I like the pin them all against the wall, to be honest.
Yeah, if that door looks
Yeah.
like
Knowledge.
You do a
Block the
lot.
door and then pin them to the wall and just kind
Yeah,
of
that's sort of.
yeah.
You do
Actually,
a line like here, and they just all
kinda-
get pinned to the wall and they burn.
Yeah, I
And
kind of want
we
to.
might have to deal with this one, or we can trap that one inside, technically.
No, I'll
Yeah,
give you.
like,
I'll give you
actually,
control of this
I
thing
could-
as well. Is this the shape you want to do?
I have a terrible. Yeah, because I could do this part.
Do the
The
inside.
line
yeah.
to the door
That,
would
and
be
then just
very,
make-
We're talking
very
about,
Yeah.
we're talking about a straight line,
Yeah.
Joe, not the ring you're.
Yeah.
Oh, you
the
do a straight
straight
line. You
line.
want to do a straight line? Okay, let me
Yeah.
see. How
We're
long
gonna
is it?
kinda- I think it's looking like
block
a
off
kind of a
like
checker.
5 of them.
Kind of an upside down.
Oh, God.
Like
Yeah.
this kind of
Two of
way.
these then.
Because I can. It's up to 60 feet, so of
Oh, it's-
line.
Even better.
That's-
Yeah, and they're gonna take it if they're within 10 feet of it.
I think, yeah, it's within 10 feet of
yeah.
the
Hang on, I
line.
got this.
One side of the wall is selected by you deals 5d8 to each creature. Ends its turn within 10 feet of that or inside.
I'll give you some 10 feet to build your stuff.
Immaculate wall, man. Really,
Thank you.
really
Beautiful.
nice looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
when the
you,
wall
thank you,
appears, they
thank
make
you.
an initial deck save.
Should
No,
I?
I was talking about Sam's like nasty ass zigzag. He just
Oh, did he? Did he?
weird ass Cheeto. He just drew on
I-
the
I-
Looks
look,
very nice.
I
It looks
drew
like it's on
so
fire.
that Joe would know where we
Nice,
wanted
it's
it.
animated. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh,
That's
that was
nice.
good.
All right.
Future.
What do you? That's only. How do you control it? I might have to place it down because I'm gonna have to give you control of every segment. Because if you're doing
Well,
60
that's
feet
why
lines,
we've given you a guide.
okay, that
That's
one's
what it
that's
is
the
right
guide.
there.
Yeah, there's a very helpful guide as to where the Cheeto
thank you,
goes.
Thank you. Okay, let me see if I can just do that then. Hold on. Let me. Going to,
Look at that
Go ahead.
precision. That's
Yep,
beautiful.
just along that trajectory all the way until it hits the rock face.
you can,
That's a professional DM right there. Look at that.
what was that? Okay, let me do this. Through hits the rock face.
That's less professional.
Yeah.
I will give you disadvantage to the rest of your rolls. All right. And then another one. I'll just put that on top.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Okay. So like that, all across, and I'm guessing the other side on this side is the bad side. Oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all 5 of them are getting burned. And this
Yeah.
guy
Yes.
is like,
Yes. Watch all his
Just sitting
friends.
there in war,
All
watching
right.
all of his friends ignite into
yeah.
fire.
like $1 million bucks.
Then-
for
That dude definitely, though, like, fully flinches because he's not sure. He just saw a wall of fire come up and then he's like, oh, wait, I'm safe.
Was it, how long
he
did
just sees a wall of fire and hears all his
Six-
friends.
it's a minute.
are like,
It's a minute, 60 feet for a minute, 20 feet.
10 feet outwards,
10
right?
feet.
So all of them, all of them get.
That is
60 feet
So-
long, 20 feet
You-
high,
you
and 1
step-
foot thick.
You step around the corner, and then like you flick your hand, and fire kind of.
Morgaine steps in to cast something, and then the room just fucking lights up. Like
Yeah, you would
inferno.
see that it. I don't know if there's any how bright this room is, but I'll put some brightness on these guys. I'll put brightness on the middle one, because it's going to be emanating a lot of bright light outward, and you'd see like this fire kind of glimmering, and it lights up and then burns. Is it when they start their turns there, or is it immediately?
It's a deck save
let's see.
right when it appears, and then if they are within 10 feet on their turn.
Yeah, one side of the wall.
If it ends, if they end their turn within 10 feet.
Okay.
It's inside the
They
wall.
might take those with disadvantage because they're surprised technically during.
Or if it tries to get through. Yes. So
Yeah.
they are going to all make their deck saves. As you kind of appear, you drop this big old fire on top of them. I'm going to do their deck saves for each one of them. First of all, the Fogwatcher cultist. He's going to do this at disadvantage as well. Go ahead and roll 5d8, and I'll go down them as you do it.
I'm
Candy.
just wondering if there's any way that I can make this worse, but I think it's about as bad as it possibly can be right now.
It's
The fact
pretty
that you're
bad.
like, let's
yeah,
make
it's
it
pretty
even more
bad.
fucked up is pretty commendable, honestly.
Yeah. It's... All right, let me get all the health up so I can see. All right. Yeah, if you roll the 5d8, how much is it? 24 points of damage. Okay. This guy, as he fails, goes away in an oblivion of fire.
Oh my god.
The
All the rings.
the two
No, they're fine.
mastiffs.
They're magic. They're fine.
These guys both fail. Let me see their health. They're both very much hurt. They're not dead though. From the 24 points of fire damage, as both the mastiffs. Let me send this to the back. Come on. Both the mastiffs get hit by a big old blaze of fire and kind of lit up. The shadow goblin. He also takes 24 points. He gets immediately burnt to a cinder in it.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then,
Chef.
We'll never get the chance.
the cultist.
What if he had cool recipes? We'll never know.
I bet he had a silly
Also
voice.
fails, doesn't die, but takes 24 points of fire damage. And so opening into this thing, you see the line go across. Immediately as the goblin turns, gets burnt to a cinder. So does the other cultist. This guy, completely shocked by it. But the dogs get hit by it. You can see their shadows kind of fade for a second, but their bodies reform slightly as they've taken quite a bit of damage. Both are considered bloodied. The cultist, though, is not considered bloody. The navigator is a little tougher than the others as he kind of shields himself against it. We're going to go ahead and take our 5-minute break now, and then we'll dive into this fight when we come back. I'll put the initiative order on, so if you do come back, you can roll yourself on initiative. And we'll get started with this little fight. All right, we'll see you guys in 5.
Thank you for allowing me this crime.
Everyone.
All right, chat. Go ahead and take 5. I'm going to get this battle set up. Stretch your legs for 1 second. And then we'll get into a fight. Okay. All right. I'm gonna unmute for them.
At the end of the campaign, I had 33 AC.
Hello.
I was talking AiCandii about that, so I was
Yeah, we were
talking about how you had
crazy
so
we were by
many
the end.
spells that we couldn't open your character sheet.
Oh yeah, my character sheet would crash roll 20 if I opened it at points.
Because you had every spell.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Well,
All right, let's kill these dudes.
we'll dive into it because we got some more to tell.
ready.
That is going to be the action of Taryn, but it does open up the combat. If you haven't rolled initiative, now's the time to do so. Have we got everyone on there?
Yes.
No, we don't. There's always one person who's slow to the initiative order because they're always at the bottom.
I like to save myself for last because I'm always last.
His initiative go up with the shadow dude, or is that not one of the things he gets?
No.
No.
It has its own initiative, but I don't think it's
No,
related.
it just attaches to you because it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To...
I
This
think
is
that's
chilling. doing
in the
this little
event
shadow
it gets
thing.
separated from me, maybe is the.
Yeah, it's mostly just a symbiote. Okay, well, kick-starting things off, everyone rolled quite low initiative, so the disadvantage on them didn't really make much of an impact. However, Carlisle, you are first to go up. You're currently stealth around the corner, fire illuminating the entire room, burning away a couple of them already. What would you like to do?
Carlisle steps forward, not really expecting this horrifying, like, cooking of everyone in the room spell, and sees the last guy, and I'm gonna attack from sneaking with my bow. 22 to
Who
hit.
attack him?
The only dude who's
the
not
guy
in the
not on
fire.
fire.
who's
Okay,
currently
yeah, 22
panicking.
hits.
For 27 damage.
Which is enough to take him out.
Sick.
He panics, like, looks at us, what's
Nicely
going on?
done.
And gets hit by the arrow and drops down dead.
And
Morgana like recall from the heat and turn and Dross and be like, warn me next time?
Oh, sorry.
She thinks you did the firewall.
It wasn't. I didn't.
Carlisle then's gonna creep back into the shadows, and I'm going to sneak again. I'm gonna guess these guys couldn't see me if they wanted to through the fire, but that's a 32.
Oh, they have fire sight.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for
We
them
could
to
actually see through fire.
All right. Then it is
Am I just
the
dead?
first Shadow Mastiff's turn. Has it got any way? No, it has to go through the fire. All right, it's gonna have to try and dive through the fire. You see its owner goes, "Get them!" And it's gonna launch through.
Good luck,
Is it
dude.
at the beginning of its turn it takes the fire damage?
No.
No,
it's,
if it ends
End
its
of
turn,
its
though, it goes
turn,
through.
end of its turn,
I
or
see.
if it goes through the wall. Yeah.
Which it has to go through the
going
wall.
through the wall. I see.
So it's gonna make a dex save. Well, hold on. Yes.
7.
Yeah,
Oh,
it makes a dex save. Yeah. Okay.
I'm 17. That's crazy. But
I
they
think
take half
so.
damage.
Oh,
I
no,
think
maybe
it's
it just
just a
takes
dex
damage.
save when it appears.
Yeah. Okay, I think it actually just takes the damage by going through the wall. Okay, how much damage is it?
Oh,
Yeah, Wall of Fire is crazy.
It's a very strong spell.
19. Two natural.
This one's
so
gonna die as
19.
it dives through, and you see
Oh,
it dissipates.
Oh my god,
in
I
the
commanded
flames.
his shadow dog to die.
Maybe the other dog will not try to do it. They'll just be
Yeah.
like, fuck
Andrasa.
that. Hello, hi. Andrasa will step through, and I'm gonna shoot a corporeal shunt at the bearded guy.
Okay.
I don't know, I can't see. 18.
He's gonna cast shield. He hits
What a
against
bitch.
him, and shimmers off.
Andrasa's like, well, that's not really going to see, and just is kind of annoyed. And then I'm gonna stay there, and then Sistina's gonna follow through. I forgot to put her on the map earlier.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
Sistina's up at the ceiling.
Then on his turn, he is going to.
Oh, wait, I needed to. Sorry. So ignore the orange line. I just realized that to cast that, it has 120 distance, but I feel like I'd have to be in line of sight of it really reasonably, so I'll just move myself forward.
That's it.
Not
yeah,
as a
that's
combat move, but just like to give him a chance to maybe because like it's unfair otherwise.
Yeah, he's going to cast. You've cooked him. He's gonna go for.
He gets out a marshmallow.
He's gonna do a ray of frost on. Let me see if he can actually see right now. If he can see you.
Does it fizzle out because of the?
He can. He's
fire?
gonna go here, and he's gonna try and do a ray of frost on Taryn to try and break her concentration. 25 to hit.
Yeah, that does hit.
16 points of cold damage as you get hit by the burst of cold strikes against you. And can you make a Constitution saving throw, please, to maintain concentration?
Oh, actually.
Okay.
I wait a second.
Back it up.
Counterspell. Can I do that?
You can counterspell? Okay, you can counterspell.
I do have count. The wall stays up.
Yeah, it counts.
Is that allowed? I mean, I don't know if it's called the damage.
We're using the new counterspell, so I think he makes a let me check it. I always forget how it works.
Oh.
So he makes a Constitution saving throw, and on a failed save against your spell save DC, it's wasted. Your DC is a 17 right now because you're not doing your thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
He fails. He shoots at this ray of frost, and you manage to dissipate in the air, and his hand just trickles out. He goes, and you can just hear him kind of like sharply breathe in. That is. Let me see if he's got any. I don't think he's got any bonus actions. Nope. That's the end of his turn. So go ahead and roll the damage again.
Oh my god, he's getting cooked. Oh my god!
He's more than bloodied. He looks extremely hurt now as he's going to be burned. The flames just burning against him.
Oh god.
Okay. Taryn, it's your turn.
Oh. Is it just him in that? Yeah, can I do Sorcerer's Burst?
Yeah, the cantrip. Go for it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try that out. How do I,
Click the word Sorcerer's Burst and it should do it.
Alright.
Alright, that 21. Does a 21 hit? Let me check. He's got. Is exactly his AC right now with shield up, so you hit. And then you click Sorcerer's Burst in the chat and it should do the damage roll. And if there's any D8s, you roll another D8. 1 and a 7, so 8 points of damage. Sorry, which type of damage did you choose? Is that how it works, Sorcerer's Burst?
I do choose. I'm gonna do Psychic.
Double down, dude.
Psychic?
Make him a terrible headache, and he's on fire. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. You strike into his mind. He is extremely hurt, as you can see him staggering back and forth. On his last legs.
Man.
Anything else?
I was so close to making it bounce. I can't. That's just it's a action. I don't think I can do anything else. So that's my turn. But I'm just mad at him. I'll be.
All right, Cyrus.
All right.
So it should be.
It's mainly gonna be set up for I think the next battle at this point. I'm gonna use Fiendish Rigor to cast False Life on myself without expending a spell slot, and I get the highest number automatically, so I'm gonna get 32 temp HP.
Yes.
And then let me see if I have any bonus actions that I can use this turn. I don't want to waste Hexblade's Curse right now because I feel like these guys are gonna die very soon.
There's a lot of dungeon left.
There's a lot of dungeons
left.
for sure. So I'm gonna go 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces up, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. On the Shadow Math's turn, He's gonna order it to go. Yeah, it's gonna back up towards this corner. So it's gonna go up here, rushing away from the fire. And it would take the dodge action. Actually, it's still in range, isn't it?
He's in range.
Yup. 10 feet from the wall.
Everywhere.
There's nowhere to run.
Yeah, that spot.
It's gonna have to rush through then. No, that technically it would have just rushed through. It's gonna die through. And
buddy.
roll the damage. You have to roll really low not to kill it, essentially.
It's dogs.
Poor dogs. Oh my god.
I know I don't like it. I know they're evil, but
It burns up in the fire.
Oh my god.
It's always so dark when you use firewall. Like,
Holy
against
moly.
little guys.
It's just we're just waiting for them to die.
Nibbles.
They watched their goblin master burn to death horribly and then jump through the fire to avenge him and instantly died. That's so terrible. Oh my goodness.
It's okay, guys. I could have cast it 2 more times.
It's a good dungeon spell.
You're up,
That's
Nibbles.
crazy.
Whose turn
Alright.
is this? Oh, Nibbles.
Okay, so Nibbles not having any idea what's happening behind the door, I will walk in. So it's 5, 30 feet. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I'll see the wall of fire and all the corpses. I go, whoa, fire! And then I will reach into my pack quickly, searching for the scant target on the other side of the wall. And I'll say, I'm in a fight! Whoa! And I will attempt to throw. Well, I have 35 speed, actually. I can go one more. Okay, let me see what my range is on this. I'd like to throw my bat throwing star at the guy. So
of course.
Yeah, what's the
what's
range
the
of this
range
thing?
on that? I'm
I
not
can check on you. I
sure.
can check a new thing. Hold on.
It'd have to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. But if it's within 35 feet, I should be able to whack him.
Yeah, it follows the same as a dagger, so a dagger
2060.
2060. So you technically have disadvantage unless you get a little bit closer.
I don't think I can get closer because I think I used all my movement.
All right,
Yeah.
then throw at disadvantage.
All right, I'll do it. I'm
You have to
gonna
get
pull out
21.
my behold my legally distinct batarang, and I'll throw my little bat-shaped daggers at him.
Is this magical? Is this item like
No.
magic?
No.
Does
No,
this
it's not
fire
magical.
still
I
get
just made
authority
it
It's cool looking.
against
Just wanted to see if I could do it. All right, throw at disadvantage. How'd that go?
It
That's
lands in the
11.
fire.
I say, take that, pussy. I'm good. My turn.
It dresses
Morgan.
Morgane's gonna like come over and uncharacteristically is gonna shield her eyes because it won't work, but this is very
Hot.
bright all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
Oh,
hot.
actually, yeah, it's also bright for you because, yeah, you can see it's glimmering.
Yeah. But Morgane can't see anything alive in there at all, so she's just gonna post up at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
And stand next to Nibbles. That's my action.
And it's Carlisle's turn.
Is anyone in there even alive anymore?
I have no
You just hear
idea.
the coughing and choking of.
Yeah, I don't think Carlisle. I shot this one because I knew I'd be able to see it. I don't.
I think
Is
I hear
the
one.
fire like opaque? Like how visible
Yeah,
is it? To
I believe
see
it's
through?
opaque, right? It says that in the spell, I think. Let me
It
find
says
it.
it's
Yeah.
1 foot like wide. I don't know how that appears.
You'd see like
from,
one guy,
straight.
you know, like when the air gets wavy because it's so
Yeah,
hot.
it's like
You see like
you
one
kinda
guy
can
back
see
there,
him
like,
like
So we just like
It's
we're
okay.
watching
Yeah, the
all
wall
these
is
like
opaque.
they just burst into flames on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
Holy
yeah.
moly, it's so graphic.
Well, I mean, I'd be attacking. I mean, if I see a wavy dude screaming from the other side of this thing, I will shoot towards the sound, and I guess my advantage will cancel out the disadvantage of that. I'm just gonna fire a shot in there.
No,
It won't
you
be with
don't.
sneak
You won't have
attack any-
disadvantage. You can shoot through the wall.
Oh, okay.
It's opaque.
Okay,
Mhm.
I didn't know if it was
No, no, you're
Well,
good.
Nibbles.
the
Nibbles
arrow
has
gets set on
a 20
fire.
foot
Okay.
range weapon.
and do
Nat 20.
extra.
That 20.
Yeah,
go ahead and
I
roll the
actually-
damage. Tim.
Holy.
I was
Mercy
gonna
killing,
try to
dude.
put this guy down clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actual
that's
mercy
right.
killing.
That's
He
mercy.
had
I
1
know it.
HP. So how do you dispatch him?
I think straight through his head. I want this guy dead
Politically.
as fast as possible.
You can see his hands reach up, and he falls forward, and the flames kind of trickle over him and burn him away,
R.I.P.
ending the encounter. rather fast within one turn. You see them all burn off and die. And
Right.
the flames kind of remain there, burning at the cindered corpses.
I'll just cancel. I'll just let that spell go now.
Okay.
When I suggested we use a spell, I didn't exactly expect how effective it would be. I didn't know we had that one.
What do you think was going to happen if someone shot off a lot of...
I thought it'd be a little quicker.
A little quicker? That was like 6 seconds.
Oh,
Right,
even the
let's get the
chef
rings.
goblin got cooked to a crisp. Look at him.
That seems slightly ironic. He's a chef. We look for rings on these.
Ring check. Yeah,
In the piles of.
I begrudgingly picked the
Kill
cooked
all
corpses
the
for the
rings
rings.
out of the
Give me
pile.
a perception check to search the bodies.
Can Morgaine just see them?
Like the
Yeah.
One Ring from
Yeah, Morgaine can
Sauron's
see magic
ashes.
items.
Yeah.
Collect these fucking
So-
I mean, who would I see
25.
rings on in this room?
I got a 25 to look
Just
for
to let you know as
loot.
well, if you just rely on Morgaine, you'll miss out on any other item in the game. So just
Yeah.
because I know that you
You
guys
guys
will
just
sometimes do
roll.
that.
Do your stuff.
Yeah, it's always worth
It's a
checking
9
corpses
for
and
me.
whatnot.
25.
25, looking over the
24.
bodies here, you'd be able to see that the only one who didn't have a ring was the goblin. He doesn't seem to leave the place. But the two at the door and him all had rings. So there's 3 rings. But with the investigation check as well on the body, you would notice that when you look over the navigator, the one who's a spellcaster, you'd find his ring. You'd also find that he has a little kind of stopwatch clock on him as well, which is kind of this just kind of almost like a little pocket watch.
Okay.
And then it's non-magical. And then you'd also find a scroll of gaseous form that would survive the fire.
Okay.
As they're searching through the bodies, Nibbles will come up next to her. They're searching through him and say, "Are you going to finish that? It smells quite delightful. And if they're already dead, I suppose it would be ethical to perhaps recycle."
Oh, I thought you meant the body. No, I'm not going to do anything with it.
Oh, more for me. And I start drinking. Like,
Just drinking the blood?
"Ooh,
Okay.
lightly charged. Delicious.
Yeah,
Still
you,
warm.
you can
Wait,
drain
which
out
one
some
do
of
you
the blood.
pick?
I do that then, and it's just a hideous little old wretched vampire sucking the
Dude.
blood. He's,
Because they were just in a fire, it'll be like having a hot cup of coffee for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I like it when it's warm.
Yeah.
It's got that nice smoky flavor in that blood.
Morgaine makes a mental note that he's not doesn't seem to be as anti-human as he.
Yeah. It didn't
As
hold
he
to his
pictures
values
in
very
this
long.
moment.
As soon as
he
they died,
feasts.
they're
The moment
they're
the body
gone.
was in front of him. It was
Well,
like,
I'm
he
quite,
picks the corpse instantly.
If they're already dead, it'd be a waste of good blood.
Yes. No, most certainly.
Correction, that was a potion of gaseous form, not a scroll.
Potion.
Oh, that's
Just 2 doors in here.
Yes, so
Yeah.
the front door is the one at the top is actually a clock face as it goes around with a kind of a center press. It seems to be a ticking clock, but it moves much slower. Every second is 6 seconds, similar to turns. You can see it's kind of slowly moving. To the left is actually not a doorway. It seems to be more of a kind of a shackled fence that's been barricaded and blocked off over time. It seems old, decrepit, and it looks like it's been completely locked off. This old kind of gate has been barred at the front and kind of chained up several times.
Are there openings in that at all?
No, it looks like it's kind of mostly just kind of hammered against it.
but it's like locked. There's like a padlock or something.
Yeah,
on it?
padlock and whatnot, which you can start removing some of the rubble if you want to go that way.
If there's any gaps, I can send Sestina through to take a peek.
How
How wide gap?
inch wide? You'd be able to find like an inch wide. There's very, very slight kind of
Alright.
gaps in some corners of it.
Because then we don't have to waste time unlocking if it's not right. So sure, I'll have her just kind of come up on the side of it and peek
Okay.
and see through. Her eyes
Just
see
to
anything.
avoid spoiling too much, then, so I'm going to do this of Theatre of the Mind. So, Cecina goes into this room. What? She got blind vision?
Yeah, hang on.
What's the range?
Dark vision, right?
No, I think it's blind
She
sight.
has blind sight to 60 feet.
Okay. All right. She has blind sight 60 feet. Can she make a perception check for me, please?
Oh god, she has the worst fucking stats.
Oh, sister.
What's perception? It's wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't actually have the thing, so we just have to roll. Oh, she's got an 8.
It's a little bozo.
She's only going to be
She's
able to
a
make out
tiny
some
bozo.
general.
She's ink, you guys.
It seems to be like a side room with like it kind of looks like it's locked off to the side. There's nothing seemingly dangerous in here. You do have a skeleton over to the left, which is kind of leaning up against the wall, and its head goes as it's moving back and forth.
Its head is moving. All right. Andrasa relays that, calls Sestina back through.
Okay.
Moving skeleton. Blocked
Skeleton
off.
sealed in, looks like.
Yes, it was just sort of sitting there with its head kind of going like this, back and forth.
Well, they did say the old inhabitants were devoured, didn't they? Outside?
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
This might well be one of
Who's
our
this
old
one?
inhabitants.
That would also say that, considering what the other door looks like, I can assume that's probably the last way we want to go, just in case
Yes.
there is anything helpful in here,
Yes.
right?
It wouldn't hurt
So-
to seek some information if this thing can communicate.
Right, what if it had... Yes. All right. We want to undo the doors. Be ready
I would
for...
want to do that. And then Carlisle will do that.
Are you doing it for the one on the left?
24 on
Yeah,
thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Dude, he's doing it right now.
You take off the padlock. You can open it your own way.
Open.
You can see a crumbled up room. You can go ahead and roll a perception check if you like.
I'd love to do that too. Another 24.
I would love to.
As you kind of look inside, you unlock the padlock and you pull away some of the gating, and you can see where it's kind of opened up now. You can see clinging to the surface of the ceiling is a large black ooze. It's got a few skeletal parts going around, a couple of skulls from some bones, and some just various like rocks and pieces it's kind of gone. You can also see to the south is a skeleton that's kind of moving its head back and forth, a little kind of like slowly, almost roll an insight check.
I'd love to do that too. Another 24.
Scam.
Triple
It's because of the lower
Anything
thing,
lower
right?
than 10 is a 24 for me.
Okay.
That's the rogue thing. You would indicate when you look at the skeleton, it doesn't look hostile. It looks almost bored, like it's entertaining itself with this little game of just moving its head back and forth, like hearing a click.
The ooze is like a terrible
but the ooze-
conversationalist. It's just like...
The ooze is definitely waiting in kind of a trap. I'll put it down on the map so you can see it. It's a very dark black ooze. It's made of
Super
like almost
large?
shadow, and it's there. Yeah, it's a large ooze, and it's up against the ceiling about 25 feet at the top, clinging to the ceiling.
Carlisle will turn around briefly.
Did you see the horrifying ooze on the ceiling while you were in there?
Andrasa just sort of turns to Sestina, who's like bobbing up and down in the air. Sestina, you look all the way around, up, down, everywhere.
Probably gonna have to deal with that.
Yes. What do you want to do? Set it on fire?
I think I.
Joe,
Mm-hmm.
can I use
No.
my... We're not in combat right now, so I figure this is totally fine. Can I use my bonus action to do a wisdom medicine check on this creature? Against its constitution stealth check.
Yes, you can. Is
I'm going
this
to try
your
to
new
scope
ability?
this thing out. Yeah, I want to see if it has any damage immunities or damage resistances
Sick,
specifically.
dude.
It rolled a natural one. You're observing this creature and its kind of natural thing. So what do you get to learn?
I get to learn any of these specifics, two that I choose. So I'm going to choose damage immunities and damage resistances. I want to know.
Okay, it's resistant
We
to no
can't kill
damage, but it's immune to acid and necrotic.
Okay.
As long as we don't spray it with acid, by the looks of it, or necrotic, anything like that, technically fire would work fine.
Oh, good to know.
Might be overkill.
Oh, now you feel that way.
I appreciate your concern for things that are definitely non-humanoid. Maybe we
I
could
don't
add
think
that to,
using
more human
one
things.
spell to kill 5 enemies was overkill.
Right, no, that's
I
just
didn't-
efficient. That's
I
expedient.
didn't. I read about it. I did it a couple of times, not to that extent. So now we know it kills.
Learning experience then.
Creates quite the nice smell, though.
Is the ooze on the ceiling? Is it on the ground? Is it?
Yeah, come over here.
where is it?
You can see it
Walks
right
over.
there.
Morgan, step to the side.
I'm
Walks
going to
over.
be honest. I'm worried about Sestina's eyes.
Sestina just
Roll a
is
perception
bouncing
check
up and
to
down.
see it, Andressa.
Can I help?
Yeah,
'Cause
give
I'm
it
pointing
advantage.
directly
Give
at
it
it.
advantage.
Wait, hold on. Advantage. 20 dirty.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it. It's you can now make it out on the ceiling. You can see where it's kind of very slight bits of it like droop, and then it kind of comes back up, almost like it's kind of drooling and then drawing it back up again. And you
And
can see
how
these
high
tendrils
is the
almost come all the way
ceiling?
down close to the ceiling.
Gross.
25 feet up.
Gross no. Gross no.
It's very dark in there. Feels even more dark than it should be.
That's so gross. Okay, Andrasa will step back, just kind of glare at Sestina and be like, it's about 25 feet up on the ceiling and it's sort of oozing down. And there's a dog in there as well. It's really weird. All right, we're just going to open the door and start shooting?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be negotiating with the slime.
I doubt the ooze can speak.
Yeah, considering it's standing on the ceiling waiting to drop on an unsuspecting traveler, I think dealing with it is probably a good idea.
I suppose anyone that has the opportunity to just get ready to fire upon that there drooping ooze.
I'm ready. Not as much as before. Like a fraction of what ready. You know?
A fraction of ready. I'm
It's a fraction of ready, not 6 people dead ready.
Yeah. If you guys want, I mean, I can sneak and attack from here, and it's not resistant to any of my damage technically, so I could just
Yeah, I don't got a lot of ranged other than Eldritch Blast.
unless it's resistant to magic damage, because my short bow's tech.
I would have told you that. It's not.
Okay, then yeah, I can just attack from stealth and just blast it one. Let me actually do my stealth check first, because I don't think I technically did one. 30.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll open with a short bow shot. to
Okay.
it from here. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Go ahead and roll damage.
So lucky, Oli.
For 32, 37, 41,
It's just gonna drop
48
from the
damage.
ceiling and be dead.
It is it's bloodied. It's very hurt. That's going to initiate combat as you guys shoot the arrow up. You hear that, like as it goes all the way through, breaking portions of it off. You can see it wasn't ready for it, so portions just slap to the ground and go sizzle and kind of fade and light. Roll initiative as you're kicking off into this creature. It is already pretty damn hurt.
I've never rolled so many nat 20s in a session before, I don't
Yeah.
think.
I know, dude. It's crazy.
It continues.
The carnage inspires you. It's who's
You've rolled 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
4 nat 20s.
All right, is everyone on the old list? Are we still missing Morgan?
Sam.
I thought I was gonna have the worst initiative, and then Sam comes in.
It's not normal, dude. It's not normal.
Noble.
Oh shit! He should have rolled at disadvantage the ooze. So let me do this and go. Oh, there you go. The ooze is now down with you.
That's right with Morgan.
Nice.
And it has less dex than you. I can tell you that. So
Doubt.
That must feel
doubt
good.
that.
it
Come
has
on.
6. It has
Somehow.
6. You beat it.
I have 8.
Yeah,
so.
you beat it. You beat it. You're
It's
faster than
close.
this ooze.
It's slim.
Slightly more dexterous than a
Yeah,
pile of
the
ooze.
Taryn, it's your go. As you see the arrow hits against the creature, breaks most of it apart. It's your turn.
golly. I'm gonna just toss out a silly little sorceress burst. I'm just gonna
Go for it.
do another one of those. That
hits. 22.
Okay.
Go, baby.
Oh.
Take it down.
Any 8s in there? No, but that's okay.
No.
9 points of... What kind of damage?
Lightning.
Lightning! Yeah, you shocking it. You see his body kind of burns away. Some portions of it just drop to the ground, sizzle away in the light. Okay.
Gross.
Anything else?
No. I had enough. I'm full
Cyrus.
of violence.
Okay. Gonna go in here. Going to attack with my longsword.
Oh, it's 25 feet on the ceiling at the moment. Hasn't dropped down.
Oh, I thought it fell down.
No, portions of it fell down, like description of it's dying. It's like breaking apart.
See. Okay,
Yeah.
still on the ceiling then. All right, then in that case, we're gonna stand here and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
It's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
That's 15 force damage.
15 force damage, very nice.
Max damage,
Yeah.
very nice.
This thing is extremely hurt.
All right, I'm gonna end my turn.
You get 2. Because you're...
Oh, I get 2, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You almost get 3.
Boom.
I feel like
22.
Oh,
That hits.
For another 12.
Kill it.
Do you want to describe how you killed the use?
Yes.
Yeah, so for the Eldritch Blast, I think I hold the longsword like up and I point it up at the ceiling and just 2 bolts of energy pop out of the end of the blade.
Yeah, you can see it rip all the way up and you can hear the voice go... And as it kind of launches up, and you just see it splatter up against the wall, the bones from it fall down to the ground, clunk, 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 as the kind of just general gist of it just dissipates as the ooze dies, leaving you guys. And sorry, Sam, you don't get another turn again, as the ooze is destroyed pretty damn quickly.
I like the music we got for that fight, for how
Yeah.
decisive that was.
I didn't expect it to die immediately.
Like a cleanup detail. We're coming in and cleaning up the ooze. It's like very casual.
Yeah, you cleaned it up pretty
like
damn
cockroach,
fast.
like paper. You're just trying to like scoop. He's like, oh,
Does it slurp to the ground now?
It does, yeah.
Is it just like,
Slurp.
It dissipated into light. Like it's kind of faded entirely.
all right, cool. I didn't want to step in ooze.
Carlisle,
Yeah.
while taking the lead, will point the group to that direction. That direction is where the skeleton is.
Oh, all right.
Perhaps he's a friendly skeleton.
Yes,
We can speak to him.
let's go see what it's doing.
Actually, I have
Walks in.
an invocation for this. Is this skeleton animate in any way, or is it a corpse?
This is an animated one,
it
yeah.
was moving.
Oh, okay.
So it's moving back and forth with its head.
I'm taking a seat on this
Interesting.
rock.
Well, then Speak with Dead isn't gonna work on him. So
Do I see anything
No,
in
did you have
this
that
room?
invocation? Interesting, okay.
I do. I have
Um,
Whispers of the Grave. I can cast Speak with Dead for free.
Okay.
Oh, you're just like
Looks
hiding.
dead. Like,
Nothing-
really real.
Nothing magical in this room. It's just a dark kind of side room off to the spot.
Okay.
You can see the skeleton kind of looks at all of you as you come in and goes,
Don't be afraid. Braca does not hurt. Not in some
Braca, does
time.
it say?
Braca. Bracka.
I step forward a little bit, I guess.
It's about time someone cleared out the ooze. That thing stole my hand not too long ago.
Oh. Well, hello, dear. You've been here quite some while then, yes?
Centuries, I think, at this point.
Hmm. Do you know when you came in? What year it was?
I don't remember the year. I remember the world.
Oh. Right. What was it like?
Dreadful.
A war.
Well,
I was young. And they were killing. Everyone was killing. killing our side especially. Hunting for a king.
Hunting for a king? Where are you from, dear?
Hi, Loma, originally. I spent half my life here, and way longer in my unlife here.
What, who did you fight for?
I was too
What was your
young to
house?
truly fight. I am no noble. I was a mage. An apprentice at the time before we were brought here.
Who were you apprenticed to?
My master was called Arcanus.
Do I know that?
Roll a history check.
Nobody. I'm gonna do a history check.
You can do a history check as well if you like.
I'm not good at it, but I like to pretend. Okay.
But if I can add 5 because it's magical.
Yeah, you
historical
can.
lore, I will. So
10's not
19.
going to give enough for you, Candy, but that makes sense as well because Taryn wasn't born in Hyloma. Indra, with 20. Yes, Arcanus was a known, he was a personal kind of like tutor to a lot of the would-be mages inside the capital during the end of the Age of Stars, the last age.
Yeah.
And was turned into kind of almost a kind of a war hero for the other side because he was a reality magic mage, a very, very astounded reality mage, one of the biggest kind of teachers of it before it was truly outlawed. Taught many of the best ones and was one of the personal tutors of the king and disappeared. Everyone believed they were killed on the assault of the capital.
My dear, Arcanus.
One and the same, yes.
How did you get here?
Well, we escaped, my dear.
Who's we?
Arcanus escorted many of us to hide out in the Shadowland. And from here we were still taught the magics that were then forbidden.
For how long? What you...
Until I was a grown lady. And she killed us all.
You see,
Did you
teeth sharpened.
Who? I don't remember her name. But she was the most gifted among us. A young student. An elven lady. Of great power. And she took Arcanus's life and in every single one of us. But I was smart. I studied more than just reality magic. I studied the necromantic arts as well.
And looks at one spare hand.
Although smart is now a question of time. As this old bone does not move.
You can't move, or...
I am slow. And my false phylactery is lost. Thanks to those two fools over there.
Nods to the two skulls that came out of the ooze.
Who are they?
I don't remember which one's which. I did in the time when they died, but the ooze has shaken those bones up. And it's hard to tell the difference. One was Troma, my apprentice, a valued friend. And the other was Raikal, a lazy, lying cretin of a being. Troma hid my false phylactery away deep in the studious halls that we're in. Unfortunately, I never knew the time to unlock it.
Have you been all through this?
Of course, we used to study here. For years, it was our safe haven. And now there have been several more who have come through here since. All die. Each one of them wiped out. These latest ones are just the latest ones to be inhabiting a place that will eventually kill them.
You went through this one. You didn't. Did you enter the one in high? Just kind of does literally what I just did and has a notebook out and is just writing everything that this person has said down. Are there books? Are there... We need to get through here.
Of course, there are many things in the depths of this place. Our main study hall will have all of our trinkets of old, unless those who have run through here have ransacked it.
Is that the room with the gears and the nothing?
There are several rooms here. It's in the clock tower, where we used to learn all the things together. Say, perhaps...
Why don't you be our guide?
I can. You would have to break my skull from my moving body.
Well, is that preferable to staying here?
It is, if you make a deal. I can help guide you through this place, if you help me find my false phylactery.
That seems like a pretty good deal.
I want it broken.
You want it broken?
You want to rest?
I want to rest. The unfortunate part is the clock tower has a secret compartment which can be set. And the last time it was set, I imagine, was by, not towards the skulls, Trauma. If I could ask them what they set the passcode to, I could retrieve it, and you can take whatever's inside that portion of the compartment. Unfortunately, I don't know which skull's which. If you can speak with those two, and they're undead... Trauma was considerate, a valued friend, valued discovery, loyal to a full studious, nervous, terrified of failure, and a lover of puns and jokes. But Raikau was lazy, cruel, loved the easiest way out of everything, put power over others, a snake, and most importantly, loved to lie. And I don't know which is which, but one of the two of them is the one that hid my phylactery away. One of the two of them knows the password. One of them will lie.
Fantastic. A puzzle. Right, before we do that, Braca, do you want to know what here it is now? Would you prefer to not? No.
In truth, I am not searching for any new things.
Right.
The world bores you after so many years.
Would you like one of us to carry your skull?
It would be preferable, as long as you... Oh, lifts their hand. If you die and my body gets destroyed down there, I'll be trapped in brittle bone, unable to speak or even enjoy any portion of myself. If you can agree to my terms of destroying the phylactery, I'll risk coming with you. Risk eternal damnation stuck in bone and marrow.
What do you guys think? Should we go along with this?
Well, I don't intend on failing. That would also mean we die,
Right.
Nibbles.
We're not going to die, I
Yeah.
think.
By the way, during this time, Cyrus is picking over the bones that dropped from the ooze and assembling them into two, like, skeleton-esque shapes.
Yep.
Seems like a good deal to me then.
You have my word.
Yes, dear.
We do not intend to die this day.
Then break my skull from this crepid body. And together, I will tell you about this place as long as you help me find the phylactery.
I think Andrasa probably starts forward and then is like, I don't know how to just separate a skull from a skeleton. And
I'll separate the skull,
You go
but I
there.
think you should hold it, Andrasa.
right.
Can I do like a medicine check? To,
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
detach this?
It'd be a fairly low
Skeleton
DC
check.
for you. Yeah, you can easily
29.
saw through the portion of the kind of spinal cord of it and then bring it up. And yeah, you get the skull of Braca.
Okay, Andrasa, you are usually the one in the safest position of all of us. I think it's probably for the best that you hang on to them.
Ooh. All right. I'll take the skull and just sort of.
To be or
And I
not to be?
I think, yeah, right. I think Sestina will kind of like hold on to it and then just sort of like hold on to Andrasa. So right now, Sestina is the sort of tether as Andrasa looks through her bag to find something to kind of tether
Joe,
the
can
skull.
you, above board, can you copy and paste those clues you gave us?
Yes.
All right, team. We have 5 questions for each skull.
Yeah, 5 questions for each corpse.
And we have to, using those 5 questions, figure out which one is which.
Yeah.
Based on the personality traits we were given.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them wasn't like a goblin and the other an ogre, right? We're
No,
not, we
they're
don't
both
have, like,
humans.
any,
They're both humans.
Both humans.
Yeah, it's just basically
yeah,
one
yeah,
of them
'cause
was
I
super
knew-
nice
I
and
knew
one
you had
was
some
a
of those.
wired
However,
dick.
Okay.
this is
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
that door thing. What they, even though one of them can lie, doesn't mean they always will lie. But there's going to be elements to it.
Yeah.
Braca,
Okay.
Braca would also say to you,
The clock tower hides things in time. The code will be a specific time of day in which they've hidden it.
Mhm.
So, you have to get whichever one is trauma. That is the one which will know the passcode. So make sure that you find out that.
Okay, considerate, valued friendship, more than discovery, loyal, studious, nervous, terrified of failing, and loves puns.
Well, what happens if we get the passcode wrong?
That's a great question.
It locks it out for an entire day.
Mm.
You can do it once a day, but think of all the different times. Many combinations.
Well, worst case, if both give us an answer, whether or not we are all collectively still here, you 3 could technically come back and get whatever's
Try.
inside a day later. Not sure if we all necessarily have that much time to waste, though.
Well, ideally, we'd be able to get the combination before the other cultists return from raiding that village.
So
Yes.
true.
All right. Ask away, I suppose.
Well, let's plan it. I think we should ask them the exact same questions
Yeah.
so as to gauge the answers.
Also,
At
could
least
you,
for some of them.
Cyrus, could you roll a d20 just so I can know which I've set them 1 to odds, 1 to even, so I know which ones you're talking to.
Sure.
This will be the first one you
That's a
talk
17.
to. Okay, the first one you talk to.
So the odds one is what we're going to talk to first. I think definitely one of the questions should just be, what is your name? See what they say. See who they identify themselves as.
Why don't you just ask them what your hair color is, and then see if they lie or tell the truth?
Well, the lying is optional. They don't always lie.
Yeah. Speak with dead. They're not under any compulsion to offer the truth, but
see,
if
the one who has the
passcode, like, helpful, and the one who's helpful is the one that has the passcode.
Yeah,
because it was trauma.
Asking for the name is good because you know, on the off chance neither of them lie in that specific thing, that's really easy. Who knows?
It's helpful.
Probably gonna lie, but like,
you're probably gonna get
know.
two of the same answer. Of like,
it'd be pretty funny if
But
like
I
Raquel was
guess-
just like, oh yeah, that's me.
yeah.
They're fully dead. It's not like they could hear us asking shit to the one,
Well,
right?
they don't know why we're asking them, right? So
Yeah.
maybe it would pay to be kind of roundabout.
The
I
other
don't
rules
know.
are like, it's like it doesn't return their soul to their body, only its animated spark. It can't learn any newer information, doesn't comprehend anything that happened since it died, and can't speculate about the future.
For all we know, Trolma says they're Trolma, and Reichel says he's like Gerald. And we're good. Like, end of story. He could lie, and it's not even the right lie.
That's true.
I have some ideas. I have some ideas for questions.
Okay.
We could say, what's your name? What befell you and your company, and whose fault was it? Because the second guy was lazy, cruel, loved the easy way out, and was a liar.
Right.
Would the second guy ever admit his own fault?
Oh, that's
the thing,
so
right?
true.
If
Yeah,
one of them
yeah, he'd blame
admits
Trolma.
their wrongdoing.
Yeah, if he was like a snake and put power over others, he would throw
Maybe
the
the
other guy
first
under
thing
the
we
bus.
ask then is whose fault was it that they died, and then Reichel will blame Trolma, and Trolma.
Well, I want to ask them what happened to see if the story is spun a certain way, and then ask them whose fault it was, maybe.
Yeah.
And that gives us 2 questions left on each of them to pose like the information.
It does say that Trolma is afraid of failure. Do you think even if she's honest to a fault, would she then lie if she's worried she's going to get punished for like getting them killed if it was her fault?
That's actually a good point.
Do we
But
tell them that?
they valued friendship more than discovery, though.
Do we tell them
And they were loyal to a fault.
that Braca survived and Braca wants their full
You know what we should do?
They
is we
can't
should-
learn any new information.
Oh God, we should just ask Braca these questions first.
Yeah, honestly, well, Braca, we could ask unlimited fucking questions to Braca because he's animate.
yeah.
I think Braca's. I mean, we should, but Braca's also going to be like, dude, I don't remember shit. I'm so fucking.
Yeah, Braca's like, that was like so long ago.
Bro, that was days ago or some shit.
Bro, I'm tripping. I don't know.
Long since I had flesh. Well, I mean, Braca did tell us, right? Oh, there was a young student old lady took Arcanus's life. Shit, I don't know. But you're right, we could ask them too.
I wonder if we could use Trolma's like fear of failure to try and like goad her into telling us the combination, although she wouldn't be lying about it in the first place.
You know what's a good question? Just because of reading the differences, I think if we run out of questions by question 5 should be, can you tell me a joke?
Well,
yeah, if Trolma loves puns and stuff, then they
Right.
might be able to fire one off because they can't learn new
That's actually
things. Right?
good.
we could also say, like, you know, we want to get in, like, we need the passcode, right? So we want to get into the clock tower because we want to help, like, because we want to help Braca, right? Not because we care about what's in there. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a motivator for them, is like, oh shit.
We could open with
doing
"Can
them
you
a
tell me a
solid.
joke?" Because if Reichel's cruel, he'll be like "fuck you," and then Trump will be
Tell
like,
her
"Oh, I
true.
love jokes."
You
Yeah,
might tell
so
a really
maybe-
dark fucking joke, and the other one will tell a pun, and then easy.
Yeah, that could be a good way to
If their
identify
favorite,
which
if their
is which.
favorite joke is puns, no matter what, they're going to say a pun. So the other one has to say a pun too, or they're out right
I
away
hate
first.
puns.
Yeah, well,
Honestly,
they won't be
we
active
could,
at the
we
same
could drop
time,
the
right?
"what is your name" question because it's irrelevant.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do we want to open with
I'll
like "tell us a
replace that
joke"?
with,
Yeah, let's bring these people like their essence back to this plane, and then ask them to tell us their best one-liners. Like,
I
let's
assume
fucking get it.
Troma, who's like naturally good natured, will be like, "Oh, all right, sure," like confusedly, and then
All right.
the other
well,
one who's like a
Probably
dickhead, he'll be like, "I'm fucking dead, fuck
so
you."
The question that I replaced "What's your name?" with was, "Would you please tell me your favorite joke?"
It's kind of
So
funny though.
please tell me your favorite joke. What befell you and your company, and whose fault was it? Are our first 3 questions.
Yes.
I think those are pretty good.
Okay.
All right. I would be so mad if someone brought me back from the dead to fucking ask me to tell them.
Well, it doesn't bring back their soul.
No, I know.
Unless you have a sense of humor,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
you
you
wouldn't
might
be
be-
Yeah,
mad.
but I
You'd
don't,
be like,
so I
"Okay,
would
I
be-
get to drop one
Yeah.
last banger, dude."
Unless,
Never
like,
got to
that'd be
know
pretty
this one
funny.
out. Let's
yeah,
go.
unless
would
your
be
life
mad.
summarized in one paragraph includes love's puns, like.
Yeah, like that would be on their grave at this point.
It is Troma, my mom, who also loves puns. Let's find out.
Okay.
We've got 2 more questions.
We could ask them as an opener, since it's in a void, they don't know out the gate that we're after the combination.
Mhm.
So we could ask them like their feeling about Braca, maybe, and try to gauge their response there. Although I imagine Rico would lie and probably say like, "Oh, great teacher, awesome," potentially.
Well, we could say something like, "Will you help us save Braca?" And then based
Oh,
on
that
the
could be a good
response, Then ask for the code.
Oh, we could tell them that Braca's dead, and then we could gauge their response, ask them how they feel about it. Maybe Reichel will be like, "Yeah, good, fuck that bitch," kind of thing.
Mm,
I think it has to be a question, not a statement.
yeah, the corpse
okay.
can't learn any new information.
Yeah.
Could I ask like, how would you feel if we told you that Braca was dead?
I think the
Well,
last
actually,
question
I
should
think-
just be what time
need
is
the
the
passcode,
code set
yeah.
to.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, the
Um,
last question has to be that, so we have one more.
Indrasa, I think, will look at Braca. Braca, dear.
Yes.
Sorry, this is sort of a sensitive question, and you may not remember, but who died first? You, Troma, Reichel?
I died.
You
And
died.
by the time my spirit took form in the body, I was looking down at Troma and Reichel.
All right, dear. Okay, so I mean, they would know that, right? It's not like they think like, "Oh, Braca's right," like they.
Okay,
So-
well,
Okay, so they already knew she was
if
dead
Braca
then.
died first, then
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess we
I
kind
have
of.
a question.
I mean that would also
Yes.
probably be covered in what befell you.
Do you remember the face of your killer?
Ooh.
That might be able to sort it out because maybe Reichel would just lie. And we
Any
know that they died by the
characteristics?
slime, right? Supposedly.
Elven,
They do just lie for the fun of it.
Or was it the elf that killed Vraka that killed them, or did the slime just eat their dead bodies? I don't know
Perhaps
actually.
Black hair that fades to white?
Yeah.
I think so, but I'm not sure. The hair I don't remember. She was young.
A scar on her lip.
The scar was there. Yes. The girl had a scar. During the escape, she was cut. Yes. I remember a scarred lip.
I see. Well, I think I know who killed you. Selendi Nathelio.
Who was that?
Bad news.
Is that somebody on your list?
Yeah, she would show you the list.
The cookbook.
Indrasa would remember.
She
That's somebody on your list.
is so dangerous, she is on a floor with no light, where no one is permitted to go.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh. Right.
Okay. What are your questions?
Still got a blank spot in question number 4.
Well, is asking to describe the killer like effective.
I was wondering if we could ask them.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. We have enough details of what they should be saying that if they don't say something aligning with that, then
describe the look of your killer.
yeah.
Okay. Got it.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
written down.
Okay.
All right, I cast Speak with Dead on the first corpse.
You see energy glow into the eyes burn and then glow softly, and the jaw hinges. Ask your question.
All right. Well, would you please tell us your favorite joke?
What's an oral barber's busiest time of day?
Looks around at the party.
What is it?
I hate joke.
Don't ask that.
Don't ask anything.
He's trying to bait us into using another question.
That had to be a pun to me. That had to be going to a pun, right? That was a knock knock joke style.
What
Those
is
are
a
always-
what?
It's like-
What's an oral barber's busiest time of day?
I hate puns so much, guys.
An oral barber.
That's enough for us to know he was going for a pun. Like that right? That's enough for us to know that.
Yeah,
that guy
it's
went
probably.
for a pun.
If I had to
wait.
guess, the answer is teeth time.
No, is it? Sorry. Indraza just stops because she doesn't want to ask a question, and then she sort of like leans back and whispers,
No questions.
"Oral barber, a dentist," and then it's stupid like 2:30, stupid pun that's like one every child tells all the time.
2:30's really good.
I think no matter what happens, we
But it
know
would be a
it was
pun.
supposed to be a pun. I think we can move on.
Just keep going. Also,
Just
I
lead
hate
towards the corpse and
jokes.
say, what befell you and your company?
Student. The unparalleled apprentice.
What did they say? Sorry.
A student.
They
the
said
unparalleled
a
apprentice.
student. Yeah,
I
the
didn't hear the
unparalleled
first part.
apprentice.
Okay.
Between the two of you, whose fault was your demise?
I take responsibility.
Okay. If you could please describe the look of your killer.
She was hooded. But beneath the glow, you could always make out the cut lip.
All right. Last question.
Let's go.
What time is the passcode set to?
I already told you.
Oh, you motherfucker. You motherfucker.
That's a good sense of humor. Hey, that's a good sense of humor right there.
That's really funny. That's so funny.
That was
I
fucking
hate
good.
it so much.
It is 2:30.
Fucking hate it.
It's a good pun.
Do we even need to ask the
I'm
other one?
so yeah. No, now I want to know.
It felt very succinct. I think the
We
joke
should,
route
though.
was
We
really
should
the good one.
just
let it go.
Yeah,
We
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 should,
got it.
but
We got it.
Good.
2:30 is so fucking funny.
All right. I asked the 5th question, and the corpse, I assume, just collapses back into bones. And I'll go over to the next one. And cast Speak with Dead.
You son of a bitch.
Can't wait to hear this one's favorite joke.
Yeah, right?
Fades in.
All right, I'm going to look this skeleton in the eye and we say, would you please tell us your favorite joke?
A student attending Chester College, thinking that they're going to get anywhere in life.
And Drasa just starts laughing.
I think it's really easy.
Okay.
Pretty set in stone, I think.
Well, let's
We should
see.
ask
Let's
him the
run
rest,
down
though,
the
just to be
gauntlet.
super clear.
Yeah. What befell you and your company?
A student. Second best apprentice.
Among the two of you, whose fault was your demise?
It was Bracca's. As much as it pains me to say.
If you could, describe the look of your killer.
They had a hood up. But they were possessed by a demon. Their body cracked at the back. Horns burst through. Otherwise, I might have been able to hold them off.
What time is the passcode set to?
6:30.
A thought crossed my mind that we should just not ask the final question and leave them there forever.
It's like in the D&D movie.
It works in D. I think in D&D normal it doesn't though, because it's
Yeah, it's 10-minute duration.
it dies after
Yeah,
10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
minutes.
That's so fucked up.
It's
Though.
fucked
Can you
up.
imagine
It's
some
fucked up.
stop
Really
wizards
fucked
like hitting up the graveyards, leaving everybody alive
Yeah.
forever with like their last question? Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, but the second joke was really good.
No, it wasn't.
That's hilarious. Dressel
No.
is stupid. It's quite good. I like that one. Better than an oral barber.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Right. Bracca. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember Troma's favorite joke?
She enjoyed puns. She told so many childish ones.
Do you know, where did you go to academy, dear?
In the capital. Up until ours moved here.
All right.
Well, I'm inclined to believe the first one, right? Because the
Yeah.
T30 pun
Yeah.
is so funny. Like that
yeah.
The
seems
first one is
obvious.
funny.
definitely
The,
trauma.
Yeah.
the liar couldn't have faked all those things as the skeleton because that would mean he knew that like he had learned the information that we were trying to get this stuff
Yeah.
and deceived us every step of the way pretending to be the other.
Yeah.
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 There's a
So,
couple
the
where
first-
you could
the
like
first one
kind
described
of.
the
The
killer
first
perfectly.
question
Yeah.
coming out of like left field, basically giving when they have no info as to what we're after, is like, yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely got it with the joke question being first.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's T30. I'm just trying to think if there was like anything else, but I
I
think
don't
I
think
think we
so.
got it.
It's gotta be 230.
He blamed other
Yeah.
people for his death. He made up a lie that his killer
Yeah.
was a demon. Otherwise, he could have fought it off. He said that
Yeah.
the killer was the second best student, implying himself.
He
And then he also
yeah.
blamed Vraka, and I don't think Troma would do that because Vraka
Yeah.
was like loyal to a fault.
Yeah,
So it does seem like
Trolla was like, "Oh, I take responsibility for what happened."
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
There we go.
Uh,
Locked in.
is there anything else in the room? I guess we take a
Well,
peek
this
before
is
Yeah.
stairwell, or whatever that is, that cave. So,
Yeah, it goes
do we
up.
want to check what's up there before we double back?
Might as well be thorough.
We should.
I'm not opposed to exploration.
I will sneak up there.
Okay.
With a 20, sorry, a 30.
It's a tight gap. You have to kind of go on your side, but you'd have to. You can slip through there, pushing through old cobwebs until you
Gross.
push yourself into a room with many glowing orbs. You can see it's kind of wrapped around the area. You can see kind of the rock face around a much broader room. This cave really opened up now.
Looks like this might just lead past the door.
We'll be finishing up soon, by the way. You find a shortcut around.
Very well.
Oh,
Lead the way.
Always good to take a shortcut.
follows along.
Raka would look up to you and say, "Do you think you know the passcode?"
I think we do.
Not sure. I'm going to think about it a bit, dear. Why?
Unless I have confidence in you, I won't be helping.
Can I insight check
Wait, why
My-
wouldn't she help us?
my skull?
She,
On.
yeah.
I'm not great at it, but
I mean, I'd like to incite them as well.
Sure.
yeah.
Off of that. Nat 20.
Damn.
You can see they're trying to use any kind of remnants of bargaining, so that they can have some sort of control in the situation. They're holding back. They don't want to put all of their cards on the front and then be betrayed.
Sure.
I see.
Yes, we think so. One skull had remorse, a very funny pun, and described the killer perfectly. The other one had none of those qualities, and lied as to look better.
And you give my word, your word, that you will destroy my phylactery,
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
even if it gives you
I-
power.
I give you my word as a knight.
We will certainly destroy it.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage, then more gain.
Okay. Double nat 1.
Let's
Don't-
get it.
Do it.
23, kidding.
Then I shall serve as your knight.
Oh, sorry, guide, even. I should serve as your guide.
You are entering the observation chamber. Most who come through here only use the teleportation function. However, there are 2 more functions that can be used.
She gestures to the room up ahead, kind of like leaning her head to kind of almost aim.
I will tell you.
Sistina aims her.
Almost gesturing for you guys to go in. If you,
Yeah.
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 Okay, I'll follow Carlisle.
Step into the sort of threshold of this room.
you can
I'm
see
blind.
a much broader room with a kind of a circular device in the center that seems to almost be stationary in its position. To the left side is a blue kind of glowing orb dial.
Oh.
In the middle is a red. On the right, an orange glow comes out of them. It seems like the center one is kind of matching almost a red and glow right now. I can do that in the effects later. It's kind of almost matching a glow there, and it also matches the dial on the top one. Bracca, now a guide to you, can help you through this puzzle immediately and just says,
You will realize that most just use the teleportation function of this place, when in truth, this is an observation room. This was never meant to be a fortress to hold in from within. The other orbs have functions. The red one is a teleportation device. It can be turned into 3 different directions before being used. When you use it, it will teleport you to a platform in the interior of this structure. To choose a platform, the orange one, the blue one, sorry, can be used as a scrying device to observe into the interior. And the orange one dispels all magic within in a blink. A good way to shut down any malfunctioning magics inside. Each device can only be used once per hour. They take time to recharge. If you use them in the right order, you might be able to get the jump on your enemy.
So the red one's a teleporter with 3 different dials that can be changed to choose your direction.
Mm-hmm.
The blue one is a scrying device to the inner chamber, and the orange one is a disabling device.
So I guess we'd go blue first to scry. So we know where we're going and what's actually in there. Orange to disable, and then red to pick where we're entering the fight.
Sounds
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Sounds like the plan.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, before disable the orange orb to disable, do you know what it disables, or is it just what does it?
Dispel all magic within the confines of the interior of this place. In a brief. Any spells that have been held on, or any quick magical devices that are relying on magic at that time will shut off for a second and then come back. Well, come back if they're non-spells.
So not just the targeted area, but the whole.
The whole interior inside.
Right. Right. Good to know.
It's a flush, if you will.
Okay, well, I suppose first out of the way, we should scry and see what's actually in there.
Yeah.
As long as it's not some trick that like the dispelling would disable the teleportation, but I'm gonna trust it. You all, I trust. I'm just worried that there's some like trick to it.
Well, I guess we see what we see, yes, and then we can.
Carla, I'll walk up to the scrying one to activate it.
Okay. You walk up to the scrying one to activate that. You'd be able to see as the light kind of glows and emanates. You twist it into its right function. So you'll see that you have to twist that one and then the center one into the same function. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we're gonna activate the scrying function.
Okay.
Yeah. If someone else needs to activate something, I'll activate.
Bracco would also tell you, to avoid you having to do a roll, if you're holding on to the central dial, you will see the result. So if you wish to scry together, you do that. If you wish to teleport together, you will hold on.
Oh, so multiple people can see? Then
Yes.
I'll look as well.
And then I guess we'll just crowd around the central dial.
Then,
This is how we get party wept.
well, you've got the guide, so it avoids you having to do this one. You would scry into the area, and you immediately see a scene where the room deeper into the vault seems to almost be in a different plane. It's so kind of absent. It almost looks like these bridges that are kind of spiraling around a broken clock tower floating in the middle of nowhere. Portions of the building just crumbled, with walkways wandering around. You have giant dials around the rooms as well. With the clock tower itself having a staircase that leads down into it to go behind this massive clock face on the front. And around it, you would see about 15 or so cultists, some similar to the ones you saw that would journey outside, others that are far more simple. They kind of almost wear these red robes that kind of wrap around them, have daggers on their belts. You'd also see, up on the top near the clock tower itself, is a kind of more knighted hooded member who is holding on to this kind of lantern-like mace that illuminates, looking out at this almost astral sea of space and time around it, watching cogwheels float and turn as they drift past. It's almost this pocket realm. But the most interesting thing you would see in here as well are 3 spells being cast, holding spells, as there is 3 rituals going on. One to the left on one of the platforms are 2 magi, 2 cultists, holding together a large moth creature that is kind of held and being moved. You can see they're almost preparing to kind of capture them, ready to be feasted to the fog beast. In the center one, 2 magi are holding on to the shadow creature, this almost like drifting, shadowy, like a bat creature that's kind of breaking out of its form. And to the right, a smaller creature, but with several limbs and tightened form. You can see a creature that is humanoid in nature, but otherworldly. It's kind of almost like it's almost got this kind of necromorph feel to it from Dead Space. It's almost got these kind of limbs that kind of breaking off. And all 3 of these creatures are captured and being held by cultists.
Okay. You said there's 15 cultists?
Sorry. You could count. You could do a head count. I think there is 15 cultists, and then this one guy, this one kind of leader.
The leader? Obviously, we can only see what we can see. But is there anything identifying about their robe or anything?
You can roll a perception check.
Sure. 19?
It looks like a kind of a more just advanced version of their robes. It looks like he's kind of the leader of this cultist group, almost cleric-like in his design. He's obviously built some armor pieces or had them bought and kind of placed them over him. He seems to be like a devout cleric to this cult.
I'm assuming this is just a run-of-the-mill cult, but just in case. The robes are red. They just look like regular old robes dyed red. Do they look similar to the red robes we saw the cultists of the Blade God or whatever wearing?
No, this seems to be a different group. This is more for just
double checking.
reasons. They're just wearing old robes of dedicated to the fog.
So from the scrying thing, we can't see the actual fog beast from our judgment here. It doesn't look like one of these is.
No. But the only other interior spot would be within the clock tower itself. And you can see there's guards guarding the edge of the clock tower.
Okay. Well, it seems like the game plan then, gang, is to stop all of their spells, give it like a second for the monsters to start killing all of them, and then we go in.
Yeah, cabin in the woods, it basically like that elevator scene. We'll let them go, and then we can go in after when they're all like bloodied up.
Joe, how long does a scrying last? Like this date we're in?
This is probably going to last about a minute.
Would you say that all these creatures from our perspective in the scrying are like 120 feet or so from me?
No.
Like from my vision?
Yes, potentially.
I'm asking because I want to know if I can try to do my insight roll to check their
immunities. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, based on sight. Yeah. They're technically somewhere entirely different physically, but if you're trying to assess them, yes, you can.
Okay. Then I want to go down the line of the 3 monsters because those are the things that I'm guessing are going to give us the most trouble here. And across the board, I just want to check their immunities and resistances. First insight check is a 24. It's against their Constitution stealth.
Okay. Constitution stealth. The moth gets a 16. Is that fair?
Okay. He has to beat my 24.
Okay, so beat the 24? Yeah, it doesn't beat. What are you learning off this one?
Resistances and immunities for damage.
Resistant to necrotic and immunity to radiant on the moth.
Okay.
The greater shadow.
One, I will roll insight again. 31 for them. That to be a 31.
You got a 14. Are you doing the same 2 again?
Same 2 for all 3.
Yeah.
Is it immunity and resistances?
Smart.
Yes.
Okay, resistant to the greater shadow is resistant to acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons, and immune to necrotic and poison.
Okay.
And finally, the other one, the kind of humanoid figure, isn't immune to anything, but is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing while in dim light or darkness.
Okay. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing while in dim light or darkness?
Yep.
Okay.
Including magical.
And no immunities, you said on
No
that one?
immunities.
Okay.
Okay. Carlisle's going to convey all that to everyone.
Okay. And so I should ask you, what is your next plan?
Are there... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I guess I was curious. So, Raka, she said that the scry had like 3 uses, right?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. As in...
Are there other places in the interior that we could look at? Like, could we, like,
oh,
or
sorry.
is it just this is the one place it looks at?
This is the only place it looks at. It's an observation of, like, the
Okay.
general area. Like, you're almost looking down at, like, you're kind of looking down at a playing field, or like a map. You're kind of just observing over the top of it. It doesn't seem to change. Sorry, it's the teleportation has 3 uses, 3 different platforms you can go on. There's a central platform, which is closer to the shadow. There's a left platform, which is closer to the moth. And there's a right platform, which is closer to the humanoid creature.
So we're spawning in where one of those monsters is if we
Close
teleport.
We
by.
pick which one.
Okay.
Yeah, we pick which one we want to start
whilst
at.
they're in their captivity, at least.
Yeah, they might move if we dispel it and then go in.
Yeah.
But they might turn on the other.
Realistically, there's going to be a scuffle happening when we
Yeah.
arrive with the fact that we
Mhm.
can disable their spells.
The idea is
sorry.
like we disable their controlling spells
How
and
far
then we
are
arrive in the
the-
middle of the chaos.
How far are the platforms from each other?
About 40 feet.
About 40 feet each. Okay. All right. So if we EMP this, I'll have to recast.
No, it's only inside.
It's only inside. Okay, then we're fine.
Yeah, the idea is that it's an
can
observation
Before
platform.
we teleport in.
Yeah. That's why I had.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just misunderstood when I asked. I meant like the entire like.
No, this seems to be.
Everything.
This is. So what was described by Bracco is that this is an observation structure. Like they don't call it a vault because they don't know the word vault. But this is a place to observe within, whereas these guys are using it as a safe haven. So you are in the master room.
Sure.
Do the
So-
platforms connect? Like physically, we can walk to them when we're there.
There's platforms and walkways that go across each one.
Okay,
It
last
gives me the
question.
vibe that they did lots of like fucked up magic down in the downstairs area, and then if things went bad, they would just like null it all like
Yeah,
that.
pulse
It's like
it.
practice range. Yeah.
Can we each TP somewhere differently at the same
No.
time, or
If you're going to
that's what I
TP, you
thought.
have to
Yeah.
choose the location.
Everybody picks the
Each
same
one of the
point,
things
got
can
it.
only be used once per hour. So you can
Yeah.
only scry once, you can only dispel, you can only do the teleportation once per hour.
We'll go in
Yeah.
one at a time.
I will
No.
say this as a group, especially specifically for the new folk. While I am a healer, it works a lot better if people are close for my character. So we may want to go in as a group on one spot, clear it, and then move through the map rather
That
than
makes
sense.
split up.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'll tell you this. If you split up, the other group's going to wait an hour before they go through. So it will be a total fight. Like you're
Yeah.
going in together or you're going in an hour apart. So it's
We'll probably do it not wait an hour apart.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're basically
Sorry.
we're choosing which creature we want to fight first.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
we wanna
I
fight
mean
first.
that's
Sorry.
assuming it even stays on the platform. It might kill all the people
Yeah.
around it and then go fight all the cultists.
I have one other question about the platforms. Are they just
Sure.
like?
everything
just
seems
floating
like
in
it's
space?
drifting. Yeah, sort of. But it doesn't look like it's floating. This is not like
Like
momentum
we didn't
in
see
space.
like a floor below. I guess is what I'm asking.
No, it all drifts around. It's like a massive clock tower, like hundreds of feet. Like imagine they've like triple the size of Big Ben. They've just kind of pushed it into like a world and portions of it.
Sure.
And to give you an idea of you, because you've come in with the uses of this, is you didn't have the uses from Braca and you didn't work out what it was. That's the reasoning for the teleportation stuff. Is that you're you might be putting yourself in somewhere very
Well, thank God we found the skull. It made it. Now we know what everything does.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I think I'll probably do I'll probably change form so that I can
Okay.
In case we fall off the
That kind of.
platform. Yeah.
Just because I want to wrap up the episode.
No, I know.
What's your plan as a kind of a group now? Are you going to teleport? Are you going to dispel? What's the? Because we can get to
I
the
think we
specifics
dispel,
next week.
then
I
teleport in, right?
I like. Do we want to dispel and give it like a turn cycle or two for like give it like 30 seconds and then go in because
Like let it run amok.
let
and
them
then
run
go
amok
in.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Let us
Yeah,
have
let's
chaos.
Soak damage, take hits or whatever.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah.
down.
You know,
Kind of down.
If you do that,
that's a good idea.
The downside.
If you do that, I'll
ahead.
run that off stream as like a.
Yeah.
You'll see the results of
Yeah.
that. Of
Yeah,
your,
let's just
The only
wait,
downside,
like,
right,
a
is-
minute and then teleport.
The mages fully recover. They just like reset. You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah, I like
Right.
I like the idea of like 3 to 5 turns max because any more
Yeah.
than that, and there's a chance that this backfires and they're ready for us instead.
That's true.
So
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll still be able to scry, right? Like after we pulse, we can just like,
not in the,
or
it's
no,
not an
after
hour.
we pulse, it's like,
No, because we lose scry
oh,
for an
right,
hour.
right. Because then we
yes,
have to switch
I don't
to
want to
that.
go
Okay.
in so late that we might be in a worse spot.
So
That's
we
why I
wait,
was-
say, 30
Yeah.
seconds?
Like,
Go ahead, Candy.
yeah, 30
Oh,
seconds.
no,
would
no,
be
it's
5
15 to 30
turns.
seconds,
Okay,
like
now.
Mhm.
Yeah, 15:30. I think makes most sense.
I think 5 turns would be quite a bit for the monsters to like kind of rough them up, and then we can go in and clean up, and then find the fog beast.
Yeah, I think if we wait like a full 10 turns, like a full minute, then probably they might be able to set up.
They can regroup and stuff probably.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
something, right?
So I think 5 turns probably is the upper limit there.
Yeah.
Pulse,
fine with,
wait
like,
30
5 to 3.
seconds, teleport in. I think that's our plan, right?
okay.
That's a good plan.
So taking your hands off of the scry, changing the dial to the right into the same as the orange color. Placing your hand on the center, you can hear the buzzing. You hear this almost like shut off sound, and then it comes back up. And you know, during the next 30 seconds, 3 creatures have just broken free of their captivity. There is a battle going on for the next 30 seconds, and you know that there's bloodshed being happening. Giving you the chance to turn the dial for the teleportation device. Or which platform are you going to plan to arrive on?
I don't know if I have a preference of the 3. I've been like looking at their like damage immunities and resistances. It feels like we probably want to go for the moth because it has the least resistances.
I was gonna say
That
the
would be
moth would be
fastest
good.
Fight.
I admit
Quickest to
I'm a
kill.
little worried about the moth being immune to radiant. What if it has radiant abilities? And I'm quite not so
Well-
good with those.
It's immune to the above board. It's immune to necrotic as well. So it's both. We don't know.
Very well. I'll take my chances
No,
with the
it's
bug.
resistant to necrotic.
It's resistant.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Because
Well, everyone's got to die
it
someday.
likes,
You know.
Left platform then?
Everyone's got to get cooked one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do moth first.
Then that way, you would turn that dial, go to the center one, turn it, lock it in, count this so the rest of the 30 seconds have gone by. And each you disappears and appears into a room with bloodshed. That's where we'll end up tonight's episode so we can finish off the vault on the final episode of our guest stars. Thank you everyone for coming by and playing.
So
I know it's
exciting.
a 4-episode, but we have to get to this point, otherwise we'd have too much to tell next week. Because you've got this room and then the fog beast. So we'll see what happens
All right.
in those 2. I do have a little bingo someone's made. I believe Swippin has come with another bingo. So if you want to tune into the stream, we'll quickly do the bingo, then we'll do the shout-outs, and I'll let you all get going. So I know it's late.
Okey-dokey.
The bingo kicks off with a 30+ ability check, which it is. The
That's like a
names her
free
hound.
space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Names her Hound of Omen. No. Taryn hasn't
not
cast it. Not yet. DM makes a player flinch squeamish. I don't think so.
Yeah,
There's-
the ooze was gross.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
did kinda go like,
Oozes
ugh.
are gross. That's true. Curse pre-session banter.
Yes.
There's a lot of pissed
Yeah.
It
talk.
was
Was
bad.
it pissed this
Okay.
time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess there was the. I forgot we talked about that.
Someone falls overboard. I don't.
Oh, because they thought the Foxy.
Because we didn't go
Oh,
on a
no,
boat.
no.
Yeah.
No. The 3+3 find evidence of the rival party. No, I can't really do that because it hasn't existed yet. So I can't. It would be really weird to try and predict. It's easier to do it the other way around. Yeah, it's much easier to do the other way around. Party cheaps out on their boat and ship. No, you guys didn't go. You guys have got the thing. I think they misheard last week. Talks to his sword. No, didn't have a moment with the sword today, did you?
No, the sword does the talking.
Yeah, that's true. Potion restock. No, didn't go to the potion store. Nat 20, yes. Party gets ambushed.
Potions in my bag still.
Party gets ambushed. No. You ambush. Successfully stealth.
He was so on top of it.
Yeah. Successfully stealth brochures an NPC. No.
Well, we
Free.
just gave one to somebody.
Party interrogates a cult member. Yes. PC pays in blood. No. Party spares a baby. No. NPC gets charmed. No. Sistina and Shadowhook become buddies. No, but that's a cute idea. Nat 1. There
are a few of those.
Yeah, there were ones in there. Not anything that.
When I tried to intimidate that cultist, I rolled that one, and then they were like super at ease.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bonds with Cyrus over warlocking. No, they haven't had a moment yet.
Oh, you were a warlock too? Sick.
Party buys undead as fodder. No. Fogbeast has a Wizard of Oz man behind the curtain thing going on. Nuh-uh. Someone gets eaten. Nuh-uh. Conducts an autopsy, investigates a body. Technically a skeleton. But no.
Bodies.
And there's a couple of bodies, yeah. But no bingo.
So, technically, 2 people got eaten by a slime.
That's true. That already happened.
Well, you have to ask, are they they're already skeletons at that time. But no bingo. That's fine though. Next week you'll be able to. It's going to be the fights and then the goodbyes. So you can have your conversations and stuff there before you depart ways.
Yeah, next week we get a bingo for sure.
Yeah. Well, it has to happen, surely.
Right. It happens so often.
Yeah, it's at least twice. So let's finish up with some shout-outs, and then we'll let you guys get going. Let's start off with Crumpet. Go around that way. Tell us where we can find you, all that good stuff. If you've got anything coming up.
Okay. MurderCrumpet. I play a lot of VR chat and some variety. You can find me at MurderCrumpet. That's my channel. I'll probably be going live in just here in a few minutes, actually.
Awesome. Sam.
Twitch.tv/JoeFudge.
That's not true. It's Twitch.tv/Strippin. So check him out. He's probably playing League of Legends this week, I imagine. A lot of League of Legends.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. Oh, no.
I heard he played 20 games in one day. They've got an average of 40 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I joined a lobby and someone had
This man has a family.
You know,
How
when
does he
someone
play that much?
You know when someone on your team looks you... It wasn't in one day. It was in 24 hours. Like
It wasn't in one day. It was in 24 hours.
I did 10 games on stream, and then during the second set of games on the second day, someone on my team had obviously looked me up. And he was like, dude, 19 games in 24 hours? Find God.
Holy shit.
Okay.
God damn, dude. Tomato.
How many times do I have to tell you I don't want to do a shout out?
I'm sorry.
Will you just do one for our guests? You're being fucking rude.
I don't think
they don't know where to find you. They
wouldn't know how to enjoy it even if I did do one. They haven't been here long enough.
Ouch.
Well, I appreciate the consistency. Candy.
Hi, I'm Candy. I don't know what just happened.
You're in the difficult spot of having to follow these two. That's the usual spot. It's
Candy Shower is like, I'm baby.
Yeah.
I stayed up all night because my sleep schedule was all whack, but I wanted to be here and I had a great time. I killed a lot of people. Thank you for watching.
You did.
Oh my God, rest up. I'm sorry you're staying up all night. I'm sorry. Thanks
no, it's
for
okay.
being here.
I didn't want to oversleep, so I was like, but I was here and I had a great time. Check out Strippin and Tomato because I don't want to shout themselves out.
Check out Candy, please. SciFri.
Yeah, just take your mouse cursor down to the bottom of the title, hover over my username, and just hit the follow button. That's all.
That was a good shout.
That is good.
People are definitely gonna do it because it's directive.
Yeah,
please check out SciFri. Yeah, it's a good call to action. OLG.
Hi, I'm OLG. I actually have been shouting out everyone in chat as they've been going along. Now I feel like that was useless because SciFri was just like, just click my name at the bottom, which like is cool, but like shout out to my own self for doing everybody else's shout outs. sometimes I stream and sometimes I talk shit on the internet, go to those places and find me there.
That's OldLadyGamer. You can find her on Twitter and all sorts. There's a Patreon if you want to see behind the scenes stuff. Otherwise, next week is going to be our finale of this trio. Double trio, I should say. And we get to see what's at the end of the Shadow False Vault. And say goodbye to our friends anew. So we'll see you all next week for the finale of this trilogy. Thanks everyone for playing as per usual. It's been great. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Heck yeah.